All right. You ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Just start.
3, 2. All right. 1.
Spiritual wretched planet Cybertron, and now its residents shall witness its dismemberment. Rise, my podcast, serve your new master well. All hail Unicron.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to All Hail Unicron, episode 69,069. I am your host for the evening, Robert D. Tolf. I am joined with my lovable co-hosts. We have Justin T2RX Aloysius 6.
Good evening.
And we have Pre-Order Rich.
And that's not his name, and we discussed this pre-show.
Well, I was going to talk about this. Say hi, Rich.
Hi, Rich.
You know, it's funny.
Hello.
My name, right? I'm actually a junior. My father had the same name as me. They called him Bob, though, and they called me Bobby. I was Bob. My mom still calls me Bobby. My family calls me Bobby. And my wife calls me Bobby. A lot of people call me Bobby. That's what's funny. Bobby Skullface. Everybody here calls me Robert, which is really funny because everybody, like my friends, call me Bobby. But then in work, they call me Rob. It's weird. I got many names. But no one calls me.
Your wife?
She doesn't work. But nobody calls me Robert except in the Transformers community, which I find funny. Yes. So we were talking about this, nicknames growing up. Justin's actually his middle name. His first name's Aloysius.
Aloysius.
And then Rich let me know that he is also a junior.
True story.
And what did they used to call your dad?
His sisters called him Dick, and some of his friends, too.
And so how would they differentiate? Like, my dad was Bob, and I was Bobby.
Yeah, well, so my dad was Dick, and I was enormous, giant, elephant-sized Dick. No, actually, my whole dad's side of the family called me Little Dick. Yep.
Come here, little Dick.
Or Little Dicky. Usually Little Dick, but sometimes Little Dicky because they called my dad Dick or Dicky.
I love this little Dick. Oh, little Dick.
And then there was one time that he came in. He's like, I'm just gonna go by DJ now, and they're like, what's that? BJ's? You like BJ's now? Okay.
Little Dick BJ's.
Little Dick likes BJ's.
Don't gag on them. Okay. So, did anybody get anything this week? Aloysius.
No.
Nothing?
No.
What about you, Lily? Lil
Dick.
Little pre-order?
So I forgot about this on a previous episode, but I did get the HasLab Hiss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was in on that crowdfunding back in the day.
It's huge, right?
It is huge.
We're talking about the Hiss tank, right? Not
Yeah, the Hiss
not
tank.
Little Dick.
Sorry.
Okay.
No, that's real tiny. Think Legend scale. No, actually, think world's smallest.
It's a mushroom. It's a mushroom in a spinach patch.
Like mini-cons intimidate me. I also picked up at a local toy store, just impulse buy. Picked up the
Hookers.
Super 7 Ultimates hookers. The Super 7 Ultimates Lino.
1 point of articulation.
Goes up and down. And I also picked up that Transart.
You just stop where you're right there.
Trans. I picked up Trans.
I figured it was so little, I might as well Transart.
2 Trans.
Transart. Agisaurus Rex.
Both of the Cheetors that they did. The Transmetal and the Transmetal 2 Cheetor.
They did both?
Yeah. They're basically just cranking through everything that in season 2 and 3.
But when are they doing Silverbolt and stuff?
Oh, he's coming. Actually, Quick Strike just came out.
He did?
He just came out.
What?
Yeah, I just ordered him.
From where?
Shozy.
I'm so out of the loop, man.
You know, I saw that Scourge is coming out for Fans Toys. I'm just like, my wallet's not ready. It's
I
really
got
not.
the shipping notice from Nick the toy guy.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to congratulate you, Rich. You popped your cherry.
My little cherry.
You have a big cherry. But you popped your cherry. You had a toy broken by Bobby.
No, that was my fault.
No, that's not how it's done.
Listen, I'm just saying that I remember when I got these Blitzway Ghostbusters, Bobby's like, yeah, you want to let me check them out? I'm like, yeah, maybe. Maybe.
The Blitzway stuff, man,
we'll see.
It's top dollar.
You're like, how about no?
I'll tell you what, he didn't get to check out the Blitzway Ghostbusters. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Me and Jisk, when see, what happened was apparently Rich hadn't packed it properly. He had just wrapped the entire big thing. What was it? What figure was it again?
The Light Toys Halinix.
Right. So
and that is not a cheap figure either.
It's 3D printed, right?
I mean, it's cheap in the way that it was created. It's not necessarily cheap in what it cost you.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But it's 3D printed, right?
It's 3D printed, and it weighs a lot.
So you took a heavy, brittle 3D printed giant figure and just put like a layer of bubble wrap around it and put it in a box.
Well, he had a bunch of bubble wrap and packing all shoved in there. But what I should have done was I should have wrapped each limb. The way he came to me was he came in parts. 2 legs, a torso, and 2 arm/shoulder assemblies. Like
and
the
that's how
actual
it was
shoulder was
returned
part
to
of
you.
it.
Yep. I guarantee you also that would not have survived being taken apart.
Yo, how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet Bobby broke the arm off? And he was like, fuck. All right, redo. And then he taped it up again and pretended he just got it. It's on video. What do you mean? Me and Jisk were busting his chops about breaking that toy.
If you watch the review, he says, you know how he always comes in and says, like, it's your favorite such and such's such and such. And he said, it's your favorite guilty collector's guilty figure or something like that. And he explained that he felt guilty because I was like, hey, do you want to take this as is in parts and assemble it on camera? And he's like, no, just assemble it. But I was like, it's my fault. I didn't wrap it well enough. I should have wrapped each limb and then wrap the whole thing.
See, that's how I get you. He makes you think it's your fault.
Well, now I will say this. Now that thing
if
was not
only
cheap.
I had cooked him dinner, he would have beat me. That's what I hear. I'm sorry, but
So how is the Transart Megatron?
The Transmetal Megatron is fantastic.
Really?
Oh, it's beautiful.
You know what sucks is they have Transmetal Ravage, but that just looks like Cheetor.
No, it's not. I have that one. It's very much a separate mold.
Looks a lot like the Transmetal's 2 Cheetor.
Oh,
the Transmetal Ravage Black version. It's BWM-09B, not their Ravage. But it says Ravage. I have no room on my shelves. This is frustrating.
this is why it's Legends or Bust.
God damn.
Oh, okay. So they took their Transmetal 2 Cheetor and painted it black like the, which is what Hasbro did. Hasbro took that Transmetal 2 Cheetor and released it as like Tripredicus Agent or something.
Tripredicus.
So we never got a proper Ravage in the Beast Wars line in the U.S.
How's their Rat Trap?
He's nice too. Transmetal 2 Cheetor is the weakest of the ones I've gotten so far from them.
Yeah, fuck
Transmetal. He feels cheaper. He's bigger than Transmetal Cheetor, but he feels cheaper and lighter and like not as much love put into him. Transmetal Cheetor's really nice. The second release anyway, the new release. Apparently the first one, you know how Transmetal Cheetor had that thing that looks kind of, it is what it is. It's from the cartoon. It looks kind of weird where his hands are each half of the cheetah head. So when he transforms, his hands come together to make the cheetah head.
Huh.
Apparently on the first release of that, the head would not stay together very well. And the mouth, which is kind of like his two thumbs, would just flop open too.
Wait, that's Transmetals too, or Transmetals?
Transmetal Cheetor.
Right.
But this newer release of Transmetal Cheetor, mine's fine. I don't have any of those problems with him. He's very nice, very sharp looking. Transmetal 2 Cheetor, he looks great. He just doesn't feel great. He's
Transmetals or Transmetal 2?
Transmetal 2. The Transmetal 2 Cheetor just isn't. He's fine. He looks good. He looks the part. He's just kind of okay, though. But I'm not a big fan of that design either. So I'll be happy with Masterpiece Beast Wars if I can fill out the show characters, you know.
I have no space. Oh, boy.
I missed Black Arachnia. I did not get her, but I got Tarantulas from them. Transmetal Tarantulas from them. Transmetal Megatron. Ravage. The 2 Cheetors, Rat Trap, and Transmutate.
Transmutate.
Yeah.
And we are friends. Help.
Oh, boy. All right. You got anything else?
That I don't remember what MMC called him. I had gotten that MMC Megatron Tyrannus?
No,
whatever they call him.
Despotron? No, is it Despotron?
No, it's the one that has all the parts to make him like it's the IDW Megatron that's like chug scale. That has all the parts to make him like minor Megatron or like arena champion Megatron.
Oh, right.
He comes with the big cannon, but he also comes with like the big drill.
Wow. So you just picked that up, huh?
Well, no, I had gotten that as a gift a while ago, but MMC just reissued him. And when they reissued him, they also put out a thing where you could buy just the body. And if you buy just the body, you can take all the extra set of pieces and have 2 figures. So for like $60 or something, you could buy just the body from MMC. And it just comes in a real simple box. There's nothing inside but the body, and he's got some packing material, and that's it.
Oh.
And then you take your extra head and all the extra parts, and now you can have both versions of Megatron. So I was like, I'll buy the extra body and have both of them on display, you know? It's kind of cool.
Damn, Rich. You know you don't have anything on display.
Well, I don't have.
You know that Hiss tank is just in its box still.
No, I haven't opened the Hiss. Yeah, I have not opened it yet.
Cat peed on it.
Yeah, I peed on it and pooped on it, actually.
Oh, God. Rich. Pooped on it. You're like, fuck you, kitty. Look, how do you like it? And you crap on your own toys thinking you're getting back at the cat.
No, it's my scent on there, not yours.
What I do to show dominance is I go and take a crap in the litter box. I'm like, it's mine.
And then when I'm done, I sit on the floor and I scoot across just with my hands.
Yo, my cat farted. My cat farted before, and it was heinous.
Oh my God.
Like,
oh my God.
I almost died. It was horrible.
Hey, do you remember when MMC did the Nova Prime? That white Nova Prime? Yeah. So I went to go look up the name of this Megatron that Rich got, and I was like, "What is this? A Prominion, Demonicus Prominion, which is apparently a black version of that mold." They want $230 for that shitty like chug scale toy.
It's not a shitty toy though.
It's pretty bad.
The Megatron or the?
No. That Nova Prime. That, remember, like 10 years ago, felt like it was 5 years old.
No, I remember that was like the first really, really, really expensive third-party like individual figure, as I recall, where like it came out all chrome. Also, remember that? And like somebody brought it to the first Skull Fest, and everybody's like, "Ooh!" And they're like showing off their shiny Nova Prime, and I was like, "That's a waste of money." It was like a few $100, and back then that was a lot of money to spend on one figure.
I just posted in our.
The original one was $110. No, wait, sorry, that's the wrong one. Let me see. Trying to find the old.
You're such an old geezer. And what was going to the movies a quarter?
It was, yeah.
Or should I say Aloysius?
Aloysius, yep.
So, okay, anything else, Rich?
Nope, nothing else. I posted some links in the chat for reference there.
I
so
believe
what I'm talking about.
I got.
And what did you get, Robert?
Nobody cares.
What did you get, Bobby?
Nobody cares, Robert.
That squishy Prime. I don't even know what company makes them. The little teeny dumpy one, the super deformed one. And he
Magic Square?
No, it's not Magic Square. Is it? Yeah, I think maybe it's the Magic Square.
You got the Magic Square one, I thought. Yeah, right?
It is weird. Its legs don't move right. Like his knees are basically his hips, and his hips are like a broken sacroiliac joint. I don't know what the fuck how his legs move, but it looks odd. He's fine just standing there though. What else? I got the next Dreamstar Toys figure that I'm gonna send to Bobby to fucking try to transform. I'm never gonna get this combiner combined because they're impossible to transform at this point. It's just an odd obsession of mine. I got the next Iron Factory Grapple. And I know I got something else, and I just can't remember. But
so, how far into the Star Toys are you on those aerial bots?
I have 4. There's only one left to get.
Wow.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, and then Silver Bolt came out. He was the 3rd. You can't tell what they are, though. I don't know who's who.
I thought Bobby destroyed that Silver Bolt. Did you get 2?
Yeah, but accident. Yeah.
Okay.
I got 2.
So technically, on a 5-man combiner team, how far in are you? You're a 5 in on
5 in
on the 5-man combiner team.
I might have sent my second to Jisk as a joke Christmas present, and then the joke really is on me because then I'm down Silverbolt, even though I bought 2.
So now you're going to have to buy a 3rd Silverbolt.
I don't know if I will. I might just send you guys shit Dreamstar Toys for Christmas.
I was gonna say you should have Bobby send all the parts from the Silverbolt that he hit with the baseball bat, and then just stick them all over Superion like Jetfire in the Revenge of the Fallen. It just splits apart and attaches everywhere.
It's just really disappointing because I wanted that company to be so good. You know, I want it to be like Kang Toys, and it's not. You know, so it's a downer.
I mean, it is. It's just not in that regard.
Who did we figure out is that company? Is it TFC? Like for real in the background? Star Toys or whatever? Because it does look cool. Conceptually is like a updated...
But TFC stuff never looks cool.
So I think they're behind those ships, aren't they? Those big ships that are combining?
I believe that is correct, yes.
And I have some of those, and those are actually really nice and super detailed. Kind of ridiculously detailed. So
TFC should just come back with their own brand name. I don't know why they shut down their name.
I don't know. It's a good question.
I don't know. Who knows?
What's the last TFC thing that came out? Like legit TFC.
Piranacons? No.
Yeah, actually, they're. I just saw a new pre-order, a set of pre-orders for a reissue of those.
Yeah.
Those Piranacons are nice.
They just found a case behind the toilet.
Probably.
Holy shit. Okay. Speaking about toilet, let's go on to news. Third-party news. They're robots, they're toys, they're Legends class. Robot Toys Legends Scale Beast Wars Primal and Megatron. I think these guys look cool. You know, I would love to have some. See now, Legends Beast Wars scale with MPG1.
This is true. It would look really good with the original MP-01 too. The way they were like super small on his shoulder.
Yes. Ooh, and he'd look good with Robosen. Robosen Prime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
And that Megatron that you're getting.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. It looks good. I mean, I don't necessarily like the line work of the fur. I don't know.
The line work of the fur drives me crazy. I kind of wish that it was more just like I almost wish it was just soft, like a smooth like the MP is.
Or more textured.
Yeah, one like not such severe lines. I think would do fine, but like I don't think that it would look horrible if they were just smooth, especially at the scale.
He looks like licorice.
It does, yeah. It doesn't look right.
It almost looks like frosting.
It does. Yeah.
That's been.
I like to eat the flour.
I also am not 100% sure I like the face either, but I don't know.
So negative.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like, and I know this is legend scale, so I'll give it a little bit of a pass, is look at picture 16. It's in monkey mode, standing up, and the crotch and everything looks.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't. Backwards. He's not supposed to stand like that at all during monkey mode.
Yeah, like I said, I give it a little bit of a pass. It's a legend scale figure, and yeah, he's like standing. But yeah, these look pretty good.
Yeah, I think the face I don't like is his gorilla head. I like the robot face, but not the gorilla face.
Agreed.
The gorilla face looks like he's straining to take a shit.
Yeah.
And he's starting to see spots, but he's committed already because it's halfway out.
Now I will say what I think is particularly cool is they have the like the mutant mask thing or whatever that the toy had. Like I think that's super cool that they ended up putting that in.
Oh, it's detailed, isn't it? Look at that.
It is. It's got a lot of paint on it too. That mask.
Yeah. I hope it's unpainted gray plastic when you get it in the box.
It's gonna actually be unpainted gray. I can imagine.
Like that Legends Metroplex.
You
guys never should have got that thing. I told you not to.
Yeah, I regret my getting it. I transformed him into both modes, and I was like, this is a thing.
When Toy Hacks first released, when that company first revealed it, Toy Hacks was like that R. Kelly meme behind the tree.
Yes.
So he has a mace instead of a Morning Star, ball and chain.
So you used to be able on the toy, you could actually, it was attached with a string.
Yep.
But you could actually put the skull head thing on top of the.
I think it is that case because if you look, the under the chin is a little hole there, like a little circle ring.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, like picture 9, you can see it. 09.
Yeah.
So yeah, you probably do have, or you probably can tie that up with string, or it does come with string.
Yeah.
Why didn't they show it?
Good question.
I love the Megatron. I mean, there's something about it. It looks bad in an endearing way.
Yeah.
You know, like the way Beast Wars toys sometimes look kind of shitty, but you still like them a lot, you know?
You know what?
It's weird because I really like the Megatron. I don't know if I feel the same about Prime. Like, I like his robot mode enough, but I hate the way they did the fur. Like, it's the one thing that I'm like, I don't think I like it. So.
On Optimus Primal?
Yeah. Like, I think Megatron, both modes, looks great. I think he looks great as a dinosaur, and I think he looks great in his robot mode.
But they scale really well together, too.
Exactly, yeah.
They size them well. It's almost as if they took a cue from Flames Toys model kit, and they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
This looks very much like they were like, oh, it was good on Flame Toys. You know?
This almost looks, too, like almost like something Iron Factory would do.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this had come out and said, oh, this is Iron Factory's Primal and Megatron, I'd believe it.
Yeah, me too. Yep. Something about the joints, you know, and the shins, the feet. Something about it. Maybe it is Iron Factory, huh? Robot toys, Iron Factory. Oh, All right, what's next? I'm getting this. We're all getting this. Next, they're Mecha. It's an invasion, and it's almost 18 inches tall. Mecha Invasion Giant Legion, a.k.a. Devastupid. Okay. Now, this thing is dumb, and I know you guys probably love it, just like everyone else loves it. It's so dumb.
I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either.
This is just dumb. Like, okay, Mixmaster makes his arm, his already kind of short arms, Mixmaster makes his arm look even shorter. You know, like the thickness of everything. It really emphasizes that his arms are too short.
Well, like, what is it supposed to be, like Scrambled City, like where you can, like, everything can make anything? It can be a leg or an arm. Like, what are you doing here?
I don't
think so, dude.
So they're just like, what if the legs were arms and the arms were legs? Like, it's fucking stupid.
I don't get this at all either. It's literally like that. It's like, let's just swap arms and legs.
Yeah.
They would have shown us Scramble City if that's what they meant, you know, if that's what they were doing. And this thing, so it's 18 inches. So it is the Generation Toy line size, right? And if you ask me, the Generation Toy Devastator, which is years old, is better than this. And I
don't understand why anyone would buy this, honestly.
It's probably really flimsy. I mean, this looks like something that should have come out 10 years ago.
Yeah. And like the decision to make Mixmaster like the movie Mixmaster alt mode, like, is weird.
Right.
Like, it's not even the right Mixmaster at all either. At first I thought when I saw it, I was like, oh, like, are they doing a play on the movie Devastator where Mixmaster wasn't a leg in that case? But no, Mixmaster would have been like the head and torso part.
The balls.
Yeah. So no, clearly that's not the case. Like, I think the individual robot modes look mostly good, but like, what the fuck are you doing with the Devastator mode? It doesn't make any sense.
Let's see. Long Haul looks good. Bone Crusher looks good. Scrapper looks good. Mixmaster doesn't. Look how tiny his barrel is compared to his cab.
Yeah.
Who's sitting in that cab?
It looks very strange.
And who's next to him?
Yeah.
Who's next to Mixmaster? Which character is that? That's
I always get Scrapper and Bone Crusher mixed up.
Wait, that's Bone Crusher? So then who's next to Scrapper?
Yeah.
Can't remember all these.
Scavenger, I think, is...
It's Scavenger.
Scavenger is the excavator, yeah.
Okay, so Scavenger, then Scrapper, then Mixmaster, then Bone Crusher doesn't look much like a Bone Crusher. He looks more like a Bone Shoveler.
I might have Bone Crusher and Scrapper backwards.
Look at that scoop.
No, Scrapper is the front end loader.
Right, but look at Bone Crusher. He does not look very Bone Crushy. It's just like he looks like he's got a tanning shield.
He very much reminds me of the TFC bulldozer, where it's like kind of is like flat with like a kind of a wedge looking thing in the front.
It's just like he just like reflects the light in your eyes.
Yeah,
that's what he does. It's a dumb Hook. That's Long Haul on the right?
Yeah, Long Haul on the right, Hook on the left.
So Long Haul, I think, looks good. I like him as a big dump shit. I don't see. I like detail. I like molded detail. So I appreciate that they put a ladder and some stairs in him, but at the same time, they really are just a hair's breadth away from being 2-dimensional. So it's kind of weird at the same time. I don't know. So I don't know if it was a good choice. No. All the detailing is kind of flat on that guy, because compare it to Scavenger. Scavenger's detailing is more robust.
Yeah.
You know, and so is Hook's.
Yep.
I mean, I like them all except yeah. Anyway, I think what kills it is the combined mode.
Yeah, I flat out don't understand the combined mode. If you told me that it was Scramble City that can also do this, like, okay, maybe that saves it a little, but like, still Mixmaster is just super weird looking. So, but hey, at least Devastator has a tiny little a tiny little ladder that goes down his crotch for all the lady bots there.
Right. I mean, that's the easiest way to kill this guy. Just like climb down the ladder into his crotch. Just punch him in the nuts.
His chest plate looks a little bit like a cobra symbol, like the cobra snake.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Devastator. I think this thing, and to be fair, in the notes it does say, or in the article it does say that they have no concrete information if this is a design choice to flip the bots or if this can
do a
scramble city.
Yeah.
But to me, I think that's kind of dumb because Devastator is one of the ones who shouldn't be a scramble city combiner.
Yeah. So the only caveat I can give is if this company decides to do all the combiners and they all go scramble city, and it's like you truly could be like, all right, I put first aid and blades on Devastator's arms, and like just for the hell of it, like. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of an interesting concept, but like this is not something I really need in my life.
I don't know. It's obviously like a new company, right? And I can't imagine it's pretty ballsy to come out with a combiner as your first release. And just by the design of it, it looks like a new company.
I'll also say like the articulation looks just like kind of antiquated. Like if you look at the elbow joints there and stuff like that, and like this guy is not doing anything remotely dynamic, and he's Devastator, right? Like he doesn't need to be Iron Man posing or anything like that, contrary to what some companies think. But like this articulation looks like he's not. There's no ability to move a hand like in front of the chest at all. Yeah. So
what bothers me a little more than the arms? What bothers me is Devastator's feet. He's not supposed to have feet.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's what's really bothering me.
Also, the connection from the thigh down to like the knee and I guess like shin before it actually meets with the actual vehicle is really weird because it's like big chunky thigh that it's like teeny tiny knee,
Yeah.
I mean, why not just put the scoops as the feet, and you got the treads as like the scoops of the toes. Okay, they're gonna look a little funny, but
if you wanted to include any kind of thing that you could give him feet that weren't just construction vehicle feet, like fine, I get that, that's fine, I'm okay with that decision, but like he should be able to do that too, right? So
yeah, I mean the thing is
upgraded version.
I mean Bone Crusher, his scoop extends out in alt mode, so that would have been fine in the front. And then Scavenger, you could have had it on sliders where it expanded, for toes. I don't know. I don't like robot feet on Devastator. He's got to have fucked up feet. Mm-hmm. He's the first go. He's the first go to combiner. That's why he's dumb and he glitches, but he's also a brute, but he's slow,
Yep. I agree.
I think this would have been good 10 years ago, like you said, as like a chug type. Hey, here's our take on Devastator that's different.
This is chug scale, right? I think it is.
It's like 18 inches or so in robot mode.
Yeah, it's chug.
So yeah, it's basically chug. Yeah. But it's too late. I think chug's, I don't know, mostly dead.
Chug's dead. I mean, Hasbro's changing scale every year now, and it's all shrinking.
Yeah. It's all shrinking.
Eventually, you're going to be paying like $5,000 for like a teeny little speck of plastic.
That's true.
And they're going to call it leader class.
Yep.
All right. He's big. He's blue. He's Ocular Maxy. MMC Ocular Max PS23 Igris, a.k.a. MP Hotspot Production Sample.
I cannot keep up with all these PlayStation releases.
Yep. This looks nice.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Really nice.
Combined,
this gives me the tingles. Yeah, but you know what? I'm okay with Defensor being small. I kind of feel like he is the smaller of the combiners, and so is Menasor.
Exactly. I felt like Menasor and Defensor are like the foil to each other. Like they're the smaller combiners, just based on being realistic vehicles, right? Like
yeah.
They're not construction vehicles.
Because he's 6 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was fine with that too. I agree with you, and I'm 100% okay with this.
I always felt like what they should have done with MP scaled combiners is have them different sizes. but to scale with each other based on kind of like what they'd be like you're saying, what they combine into and what they combine from. Yeah. You know, I mean, that would have been so cool, because then it's not just like, all right, Devastator Superion, you know, like it just one versus the other. You know, you really get an idea of the value and the personalities and mixing and matching combiners and stuff if they were different sizes, because in my mind they always were. Yeah. Even though in that one episode where it was Devastator, Menasor, and who was fighting? Bruticus, they were all the same size. And that was stupid in my mind. Yep. But Bruticus should be the most fucked up looking one out of all of them. Yep. But this thing looks nice. I really like this. This gives me the G1 tingles. Yeah. But this is nice.
I'm real torn on this. I mean, not on this. I'm torn on the whole perfect transformation thing that MMC's doing.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I don't know.
Are you going to elaborate? I don't know if you're going to elaborate.
Oh, sorry. I mean the size and proportions don't look right to me. Well, I haven't seen this fully combined, but like their Bruticus doesn't look right combined. The individual bots are fantastic. Combined, he looks stupid.
Yeah.
Onslaught is about 20-25% too small. If you scale up an Onslaught, if you were to like KO and upscale Onslaught, the MMC, it would be night and day. And that's not just because the combined mode is short. It's like not right proportionately.
Well, hopefully they've kind of learned from that, because like they did, like immediately they put out an upgrade kit, didn't they? Like,
yeah, but that's like, okay, here's perfect transformation,
right?
No
it
parts
ruins
forming,
the perfect
and then
transformation
here's your kit
for sure.
Yeah.
Which I don't care about the perfect transformation personally. Like
I don't either.
I'm with you. I wish they didn't have it. Like the fact that I have a first aid that I took the perfect transformation out of, and he works just fine, if not better, shows me that I really don't give a shit about perfect transformation. But that said, you know, like I do kind of wish that or I do look forward to seeing what this ends up being like, and I could see where that wish for not having that perfect transformation and just kind of making the better overall combiner is good, because like I think the individual bots so far are fantastic, right? Like I have zero complaints about first aid. I have zero complaints about Streetwise. Like they're infinitely better than the X-Transbots versions of those characters. It's not even funny how much better they are than those versions of the characters. But yeah, I would lose the perfect transformation personally.
This is very un-MMC of them. There's a lot of paint accents on this figure. You know, I like that. You know, that's what they usually miss is the paint.
Yeah.
And I love his bot mode, how the white triangles and squares on his chest evoke like a pixelated cell shading on cab windows.
Mm-hmm.
It's just cool. Like they really did a good job with the paint accents.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this looks good. I hope it's good. You know, like Justin said, so far, each of their releases have been pretty nice. I don't know. We'll see.
I will say, while I don't care to have the perfect transformation gimmick, I will say the engineering is pretty fantastic that they can pull it off.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, if you look at the two pictures, if you click on the first picture and actually hit left, the two pictures where it's like zoomed in on the shoulder joint for Defensor and the top of the torso for Defensor, pretty impressive that with this whole perfect transformation that they not only have the whole torso within hotspot, head, shoulders, everything, but they also give him butterfly joints.
Yeah.
Like Defensor has butterfly joints. That's impressive.
Yeah.
The engineering is top notch. It doesn't work, in my opinion, for the final product.
Well,
I mean, Defensor should be better, but
I hope they learned. That's all I can say. I hope they learned about the shortcomings of Bruticus. So
yeah, the robot mode and alt mode look fantastic.
You know what else is fantastic? He's Fantasmo-ic. He doesn't transform. He's a Prime. Fantasmo Studio FS-01 Elite. So who are these companies? Have I been living in a hole?
No, this is the third-party game. Every week there's a new company, and we don't know who the hell they are.
This is insane.
It is. I wonder if some of that is because they don't want to get it's like the whole Robot Paradise.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
we don't want to dilute our brand name. If it goes bad, we want to be able to pull the plug.
And we don't want to get sued.
Exactly.
Is this a knockoff of 3-0?
I think it's. I'm not certain. I don't think it's a straight knockoff. I think it's like a, hey, let's knock off the core functionality and engineering of the body, but let's make our own design, because this doesn't look like any other Prime I could find. It looks like they've kind of taken the core design and made their own Prime out of it.
It's like IDW Bumblebee.
Yeah.
So they were like, what if we had a Bumblebee Prime and we IDW'd him? I mean, it looks pretty damn cool. It really does.
It does.
Nice, yeah.
I have enough fucking Bumblebee Primes. I got the Robosend one, and I only took him out of the box once.
This last picture, or I don't know which picture it is, but it's like he's showing his butt or patting his butt and looking back at you with his axe up on his shoulder. I don't know how to say which number it is.
Uh-huh.
You'll see it.
Uh-huh.
He's facing away, but he's like turned back with his hand on his butt.
Uh-huh. He's like, hey, guys.
He's like, hey.
Where is it? I don't see it.
Keep clicking through them. You'll find it.
No, it's like a split. It's a split screen.
No. Keep going. You'll find it.
Yeah, no, it's like you see the back of his legs. It's a split photo.
Oh, that is weird. Yeah.
Wait a minute, you're right. What the hell? There's no line dividing. I thought he was like, oh,
that's
you're right.
Funny. I saw it the exact same way you did. So.
He's like, I wish we could have him pat his own butt. I got you, bro.
Uh-huh. He can't do it, but we can put in a picture like this.
You asshole. It's such a cheap fucking Photoshop, man. Don't worry. They don't care.
Well, now I understand this picture even less, but...
Yeah, I don't understand what they're trying to... Yeah.
What are they doing? What is that? That's a good-looking Prime.
We can only have 10 pictures, Jerry. Just Photoshop 2 of them together. Okay.
He's missiley. He's machiney. He's a repaint and retool. Fans Hobby MB-19D Machine War, a.k.a. MP Machine Wars Soundwave.
Looks cool. I like it. I'm not getting it, but I like it.
This is weird. People like it, though, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he's Machine Wars Soundwave-ish.
Yep. I'm fine with it. I think it's fun. I'm not getting it. I think it's fun.
This certainly has to mark our first Machine Wars MP, right?
Uh-huh.
Looks like he's smiling.
No, didn't they do... They did, what the hell's his name?
Did they do Megaplex or somebody?
No, didn't they do the Prime, the Optimus Prime from there? I think they did, using the...
Oh, yeah, you're right, they did.
Yeah.
Using the Thunder Clash they did or something.
Yeah, the Thunder Clash mold. That's what I was thinking.
That's right.
That's why I was thinking it was Thunder Clash. I'm like, wait a second, that's not right.
Wait, so are there mini cons or something?
They're the Power Masters that
Double Dealer. Yeah. Machine Wars Soundwave didn't have those, but this is a retool repaint of their Double Dealer.
I like what they did, though. I like that they made Frenzy and Rumble and Rat Bat. It's cool.
That is not Rat Bat. That's the headmaster guy. What's his name?
No, that's not him. Mindwipe. No.
Mindwipe. That's Mindwipe.
It's not Mindwipe. It's Rat Bat.
That's my wife. And Blur.
It's not your wife either.
It's my wife, and on the left is Blur. Then you have my wife, and then you have, I don't know who that is. Frenzy.
Sure.
No, on the right is Rumble. Blur, my wife, and Rumble. Oh man, I don't know about you, man. My wife goes into these. She has ADD for sure, and she goes into deep dives and like hyperfixations, and won't admit it. So like, Scarlett wants to do like a High School Musical, and they did Les Mis, and now they're doing the next one. They're doing is like How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. And Lisa looked it up, and she hates it. She thinks it's misogynistic. She's burning everyone's bras. And then there's a school chat on WhatsApp, and she just spent the fucking day arguing with all the other parents about how it's not representative and it's not inclusive. And it's just, and she's like, did you read what I wrote? I'm like, no. Why? I want you to read it. I'm like, I don't want to read it. Why not? I'm like, because I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. If I read it and I tell you what I think, you're going to yell at me. And if I don't read it, you're going to yell at me. So I'm just not going to read it. And then I was just like, I think you went overboard. You said too much. I'm like, I'm not saying I disagree with you, but you didn't need to type all day long about it. That's why she is my wife, Rat Bat. All right. On to official news, statue news. Oh, by the way, and then she actually left. I didn't go to work today. I stayed home. I took a day off, and I had to babysit my mother-in-law while Lisa went and picked Azalea up from school. And my mother-in-law just fell asleep at the kitchen table. Like, not like laying on the table, just sitting up with her head slunk down on her chest. And I just left her there for like an hour. And then I was like, Lisa's going to be so pissed off at me that I let her fall asleep there. So Lisa came home. She's like, as soon as she opened the door, she's like, Ma, why are you sleeping like that? Rob, how can you let her sleep like that? And I was just like, what? Oh, she must have just fallen asleep. Oh, no, she's weak the whole time.
You should have like staged stuff like a knife in her hand.
Oh, man. In her head. Oh, how'd you get that knife in your head? Oh, this bitch don't know shit. All right, official statue news. Chinese warriors infused with the powa of coppa. Coppa? That could be cops or copper.
Coppa?
Hasbro.
Do you remember those commercials?
They're samurai. Design Factory? What's going on here?
This is Tong Shifu. That's the company.
This makes absolutely no sense.
Stupid hat.
No, that's not. See, that's the thing. Is that a T-Rex or is that loser vegetarian one that has the big chrome dome head? Well, the ducky one.
Like what's weird to me is they've gone through all this trouble to make all this like.
He has special shoes. Look at his shoes. He's like special.
Hey guys,
you made fun of a special ed kid.
But look, okay, picture 76.
Why does he have a ponytail? No. Why does he have a ponytail?
Picture 76. Please look at it.
Why are you jumping? How do you go through 76 photos?
Because I just scrolled down. Why is his eye not painted? You put all this effort into painting all these little things, and then his eye's just gray.
Dear listeners, these photos are not numbered. Justin counted them.
Yes, they are.
No,
if you click on them, they're numbered, but you have to click on them first. And then there's a number underneath in the little.
Okay, so what was your question,
Did they not paint?
But you have to find.
They didn't. Oh my God! Bumblebee's eyes unpainted. Where's Optimus?
Why does he have like a special ribbon?
Optimus's eyes are also unpainted. What?
No, but let's go back to 76. Why does Grimlock have a special ribbon?
Because he's a winner.
Like he's a fancy dog in the dog park.
He came in first place, buddy.
It's his participation trophy.
And
he's participating in Transformers.
Is that his genius helmet? And they stuck a ponytail in it? Oh no! So what were you talking about? What else?
None of their eyes are painted. They've put all this effort into painting like little pieces of Grimlock's tail and his special shoes and like all the other little accoutrements. No eyes. Same thing for Bumblebee and Optimus. Where's Megatron?
Well,
he was here
and
somewhere.
he also even has a wash. They also have like a wash to bring out the copper details pop.
Megatron's got eyes. Nobody else.
Oh God.
I don't understand this. Like, Hasbro, what the fuck are you doing? Is this even like an action figure? Is this a statue? Like...
It's a statue. It's just a statue. And if you look at the pictures with the guys standing there, these things are huge.
Yeah. Can I tell you something? I'm ready for Hasbro to go bankrupt.
Like, look at the second picture. Scroll all the way back up.
I'm here for it. I'm here for Hasbro to lose their IP and it gets sold to some company in China.
It gets sold to Fans Toys.
Yeah.
Why?
No, it'll be Keith. We're not going to be lucky enough for it to go to Fans
copper.
Toys.
So imagine how much these weigh.
They're not made out of copper. Do you know how expensive they'll be?
Let's see if we have a.
They
price.
cannot be made out of copper. Copper's so expensive.
They're just going through people's neighborhoods and stealing it off their heaters.
Someone's gonna copper statues.
Someone's gonna steal them just to sell the copper.
I got all these pipes. I got this terrible samurai Grimlock. I got this wire. Wait, what?
Hong Shifu Tmall website.
I'm trying to get it to load.
How much do they cost?
So,
well, Robert, you'll be happy to know there's no concrete information about that at this time.
4,998.75 yen.
Say it again.
Basically,
under 5,000 yen.
Wait, what? You're just yelling dollars. You guys are just like 5,000 bucks. How much did you say, Rich? Rich, how much?
5,000 Chinese yen or Chinese yuan, which is $703. So they're $700 each.
They're not the same price each, can they be?
Well, I don't know. This is what link was this to?
The Tmall.
Grimlock in dinosaur mode because they don't move or transform or anything.
Why is Grimlock
$700?
Why is he so small compared to Bumblebee? Are they sized in that photo? Hold on, let's see. They give the sizes. Photo. Prime is 49 centimeters. Megatron's 42 centimeters. That's already fucking wrong. Bumblebee is 47 centimeters. Bumblebee is bigger than Megatron. Grimlock is only 31 centimeters tall. This is fucked up. This display doesn't even work together. And you're going to spend that much money on them?
This is so good.
And they're stupid. Like
Bumblebee should be the intro one, and it's the cheapest one because it's 25% of the size of Prime.
Bumblebee's bigger than Megatron. I love it.
Bumblebee's bigger than fucking Grimlock.
That's so good.
I hope, honestly, listener, if you're getting these, you damn well better be getting the Iron Factory stuff. Like,
Iron Factory right now is like, yes. Like, we knew this was the new thing. We had our thumb on the pulse.
And because there's no scale, our stuff scales.
And they're like,
oh my
what
God.
do we do? They're like, what do we do about scale? They're like, fuck it. Look at Robosen. You're right. Bumblebee's fucking huge. Grimlock's fucking small. Maybe this is Iron Factory and Robosen collaborating. This might be that.
So Grimlock is the smallest one, and he's $700. Fantastic.
And Bumblebee, I would argue, looks the worst. He looks like Cheetor. They're like, you know what? Cheetor's Bumblebee.
Well, yeah,
I actually thought it was Cheetor at first
because they gave him all those little chest
herpes
accoutrements or whatever. It
does look like
herpes. It looks like fur
hair
or something. Yeah.
He looks like shit.
He's God.
He's got all these Beast Wars accents. Look at the tops of his feet, or those his ankle tumors. He's got Beast Wars masks.
He does, yeah.
Seriously, look at picture 34 and picture 33. You just took a little thin Sharpie. You could make those black chest hairs.
Yep, definitely.
What's going on with that face in 33? That Bumblebee face is terrible.
Yes, and there's no paint on any of the eyes. Like, why waste all the time painting everything and just leave dead eyes?
Oh, well, you know why? It's because they just did 2 paint apps on each one. All he has is yellow and blue paint apps. The rest is all copper, just with a little bit of a wash to bring out detail.
Yeah, but if you look, I think just as bad as the eyes is the soft goods. They're not necessarily soft, but the ribbons.
Yeah.
Look at Bumblebee 33. It looks cheap.
It looks like taffy.
There's line work on it, but no paint. It looks cheap.
Yep.
Look at his ponytail. It looks like Goku is doing Kamehameha wave on the top of Bumblebee's head.
Yes.
And it's chasing Frieza.
What I also really like is the ribbon that extends down Bumblebee's pole. That it's obnoxiously thick.
It's supposed to be red.
Yeah.
You know, what's the point of having a blue fucking ribbon at the end of a spear? That's so stupid. It's supposed to be red to hide the blood. These are very bad. So photo 1 is accurate, and they put Bumblebee on the lower riser so that he would look smaller. So he would look smaller than Megatron.
Megatron just looks tiny there. Like he's like, you can tell he's just smaller. It's like he's a deluxe and Prime is a Voyager and Bumblebee's a Voyager.
Well, clearly you have to pay more for Megatron because he's got extra paint apps. He's got yellow, he's got blue, he's got the little red missile things on the legs, and his red painted eyes. So that's why, you know.
You might be right. You really might be right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's also got red on the chest, the abdomen.
And the thing, Grimlock's got blue. Grimlock has blue and gold, right?
Uh-huh.
So, but they weren't going to spend the money on his feet, so they're just cheap yellow?
Uh-huh.
I don't even know.
Yep. That's what it looks like.
Is that paint or is that just plastic?
And this would look better. Grimlock would look like 10 times better, too, if it wasn't yellow paint and it was like gold. Like shiny gold looking paint. I don't know. It's dumb.
Might look too close to the copper, they thought. I don't know. Yeah, these
I don't know. Doesn't even look like copper to me. Looks like bronze.
And like all this stuff is like I said,
Chinese copper with air quotes around that.
I am ready for Hasbro to lose their shit because like they're not going to because they keep licensing it out to bullshit like this. So what's going to happen is instead Tmall is going to go out of business or something like that, not Hasbro because they had to pay for the license to not sell any of these things. Yeah, you know.
I guarantee you this thing is not made out of copper. They're not made out of copper. Does it say they're made out of copper?
I mean, up at the top it just says
copper statues each is numbered and limited to 1,000 units.
Yep. Let's see if we can get this to load again.
Where does it say copper statues? I don't see that. Transformers copper statues. It doesn't mean they're made out of copper because you would think if they spent that much money on the materials, they would really hit it home. It could be the finish. Yeah. It could just be the wash.
It could be a copper plating too.
Because that Grimlock's feet are not. They look like unpainted plastic. I mean, there's no fucking way these things are made out of copper. That Bumblebee would be more than $700 worth of copper.
Unless he's completely hollow,
like
Hasbro likes to do.
How much is copper?
He's like one of those Easter bunnies that just has a shell.
Hold on, let's Google how much does a copper waffle cost?
Copper waffle. How much price of copper per pound? Oh, $3 a pound. It's like $3 a pound. Okay, it's not that cheap. It's not that expensive.
Let's see.
That's not expensive at all.
No,
I'm very ignorant.
And if it's plated, I think that's a good point. If it's plated, yeah, it could easily be something else, plastic or something that's just copper plated, or some cheap metal that's.
I just hope somebody gets electrocuted somehow playing with these toys. Like, oh, Grimlock, go bite that outlet. I shouldn't have been blow drying my wet hair while playing with this Optimus Prime. Okay, let's move it along. Busty news. G1 Optimus Prime bust. Not from the Final Fantasy company, but the one with a similar name.
I legit thought this was the Final Fantasy company, Square Enix. I was like, whoa, they're doing a Transformers bust? It's Unix Square.
Unix Square. I don't know, man. How much is it? $852 fucking dollars.
What? No, that's Hong Kong dollars. It's 109.
Oh, you 109. But why?
I just saw it as you said it. I don't know.
Why does his head explode?
Why would you want to buy this?
His head does explode. I don't know.
Who wants this? I don't understand that.
Look at his arms. It looks like RoboCop after he got an arm blown off. It's
weird because it's almost like they're like, we got this stuff so we could actually release some arms and then some legs later on.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I mean, but I've never been a bust collector. I don't know if you guys are. I know Bobby collected a shit ton of busts, and we bust his chops for it because they look stupid.
I
don't
have
display well.
a Jazz that I got for a while ago, a G1 Jazz, and like it goes down to like the same level of Optimus here, like down to like the abdomen, and afterwards, but you still have both shoulders, you both have both arms, not this weird and here's the bicep of the arm, and then it ends.
Here's his tendons.
Yeah, like that's weird.
It's what's weird about this to me is the grill should be the abdomen, and then what's below it should be his pelvis. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like this is part of his pelvis and part of his elbows showing. It's like they just chopped him off.
Yeah, this is Optimus Prime when his torso was he was in Mortal Kombat and they ripped his torso.
I mean, you know what, this thing looks good, right? And is it articulated?
I mean, the chest opens and the head opens because reasons.
Where's the head opening?
The second picture, like his head's like the sides open for some reason.
Yeah, not the faceplate comes down or off.
Okay, so it's $109 gives you half of an Optimus Prime, right? For another $200, we could have gotten a transforming full Prime from this company. Why didn't they do that? Because this looks that good. This looks so good if it was complete.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hasbro won't license anything out that transforms.
They do now, though. RoboSen transforms. That's what's amazing to me.
That I think is a special case, though.
I agree. I think they do that because they can't compete in that field, and it's an elite kind of field.
I disagree strongly. What does RoboSen do? Auto-transforming figures. Mm-hmm. Now, if you go back to right when Prime started, what was that? MechTech. MechTech gives RoboSen a run for its money. You remember MechTech?
I remember MechTech from the movie toy line.
Yeah, and then some. I remember that shit. Those beautiful weapons that transformed into beautiful weapons. That was some shit. That was better than RoboSen. They certainly were not clunky, and they did not get in the way of anything.
No, you had it right the first time. Those were shit.
All I'm saying is, I don't know why. I can see Hasbro and their logic saying, well, it's different because it transforms itself, but it's the first, as I recall, the first thing they've licensed that they let transform. But I mean, what if this was just a articulated figure?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would have been better. He's obviously got articulation because they show the head in different positions in a couple of the different, like at least the picture 18, it's looking to the right, so the head definitely can move. I don't know if the arms move at all, but it's just so weird.
If you click between picture 3 and 4, like back and forth, you can see that his head turns. Yep. His waist or abdomen turns, and it looks like it angles also. Like you can angle him so that he's kind of.
I'm sticking by my statement that there's going to be the rest of this bot that's going to show up. It may not be from quote unquote Unix Square.
Oh, that would be so good if Fans Project came back.
It'll be their third party company that comes out and gives you the legs and the arms. Because these arm things, the decisions on the elbow connectors here are so strange to me.
Ooh, he looks like one of those disabled people with the little hand fingers. You know those?
Take my strong arm.
Ew. All right, now I'm getting grossed out. All right, let's move on.
Next podcast, we're going to have, in third-party news, we're going to have DNA upgrade kit for this Unix Square Prime and its legs, crotch, and forearms.
Mm-hmm. No arms. All right, Dollar Tree is helping making role-play night a little spicier. Oh, what is this? Is this like Halloween masks?
Yeah, but it's not Halloween. They're just like, here you go. It's springtime. Here's some weird masks.
Optimum Prime. Oh my God.
Look at picture 2 and 3 at the eyes.
Uh-huh.
I don't.
What is that red stuff in there? It's supposed to be pupils?
It's just the card back that it's attached
Yeah, because it's sticking out of Optimus's head. So you're just going to have a human face behind there.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, we could do that.
Oh, it is the card back.
I'm going to get that for my kids. I'm going to find it. And I'll be like, there you go, Bumblebee. There you go, Optimus. And they'll love it.
And then when they're asleep.
You should be like, you two
are going to use them.
you guys should probably spray those little Lysol before you put them on your face. I'm not gonna tell you why. Hey Adele. Beep, 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 beep. Right. What's overpriced? A Chug figure parading around as a masterpiece and pre-yellowed all over an MPG train bot. I can't repaint. A repaint?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
What? What? Hasbro's. Wait a second.
Look at that yellow. It looks. I legit thought this was a yellowed train because the real one is white.
Yeah.
The original one.
So this is the torso bot for Raiden, right?
Yep, and I guess he's done up as a real train, Dr. Yellow, like a Japanese train.
That's racist.
That's what it's called.
Whatever, Dick.
I said Dr. Yellow, not Dr. Yarrow.
Oh no!
I don't know.
Next, you're gonna be the Chinese human monkey hybrid from Wuhan, China. Did you ever see that on Instagram? Hurrah! I'm the Chinese human monkey hybrid from Wuhan, China. You never saw that?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay.
You gotta send that in chat.
You have Instagram?
I think I do. I haven't used it in a long time.
Ben Bankus does this.
So this.
Listen.
Happy Martin Luther King Day. Happy Martin Luther King Boulevard. You know, every time I drive on the Martin Luther King Boulevard, I start to fear for my safety. But then again, I am Chinese. I am born in a laboratory of Wuhan, China. Half monkey, half human, half animal hybrid.
Oh my God.
Martin Luther King here, very good man.
I don't know what's going on anymore. Start off the rails.
I'm going to send this to you, and you're going to be like, what the fuck? I'm going to copy the link just so I can send it in the chat. Oh, God. This isn't even the best one. This is just the latest one.
God.
He has like an orangutan skin he puts on his face.
Oh, no.
Ben Bankus. He's horrible. All right. We're going to get in so much trouble for this.
So the other thing about this is he comes with a different chest piece than the MPG Raiden. He comes with a chest piece that's based on the old Diaclone Trainbot art.
Is the head different too? The head looks like it's different.
Maybe. Oh yeah, it does say toy-inspired head.
We've lost Robert. We've lost him.
And he also comes with a new abdomen piece.
Get it right, man. It's abdomen.
It's an abdomen.
Yeah, we
Not
don't
a fan
say,
of the show if
Diaclone.
you're not calling it an
He's
abdomen.
got that abdomen piece on there.
We don't say Diaclone in this house. We say Diachrone.
Those old commercials are great. Diachrone.
Frankly, old Transformer commercials in general are great.
This thing's going to sell well. That's what sucks, is because in Japan, it's going to sell like hotcakes, and then Hasbro's going to be like, see, they do like this garbage.
And if you notice, they're putting him out as MPG 07. So it's like they're continuing that MPG line with this. It's not like MPG 01 A or D or something.
Why? For you.
I don't know.
This is a new figure.
Yellowed.
Well, it makes me grumpy. And speaking of which, a grumpy first look at Legacy Gears. Let's see.
It looks good.
Legacy. Not bad.
For a chug.
Not bad.
Look at the last picture. I love that they
the-
made sure to transform him correctly. Look at that front right wheel.
Front right
The left-
wheel looks bad, but like even the The way it sticks up, I don't like it. I don't know. I don't like it. The wheel looks so small.
I think it's
so. You guys are
good
fine
for
with the fact that he just puts his gun on his roof and drives around like that.
You don't?
He's from Compton.
You live in New York, man. How do you not drive around like that?
He's got those ports. He has those whatever millimeter ports those are. But they designed that gun so shitty, you can't even stick it in the port. They're just like, just right on the top. Just right a gun on the top. Drive around it. No fault anywhere.
This is true.
He's got to stick. Somebody's got to stick their arm up through the window and pull the trigger while they're driving.
I think he looks good for a legacy.
He's fine for a legacy. He's fine.
I'm not getting him. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
He's never getting stuck in the mud.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good wheels. Wait a minute.
On wheels.
Where's the axle? What the hell? So it's just like an L joint. It's like an L armature.
Correct.
And it just comes like a J. It's a J.
Mm-hmm.
And the wheel just snaps on and floats in the air.
Yep. I think it just like the way the way the wheel is gapped among the fender well and stuff like that. It just looks weird. It just looks weird to me.
I just noticed. I just noticed the front right wheel. And you think somebody noticed, and they're like, "Who gives a shit?" Look at the gun. They're like, "You worry about the wheel. Look at the gun." Oh God!
Don't worry about the wheel. Worry about them waffles.
What's funny is the gun. It's not even centered. Like they have it pegging on, and it's like not even centered.
But what I also like is that they have picture 4 of him in robot mode, and then they're just like the picture of him in front of the box is just the same picture, and then the picture of him on the box is still the same picture. Like we can't afford to take more than one picture of him in his robot mode.
And look at number 4. I didn't notice this before. Look at his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
very wide mouth.
Just flat, wide.
He's got a very wide mouth. He's got a big tongue too.
It's like when a little kid makes something that's angry. It's just a straight across face.
A little downsy. I'm down with this. All right. Next, a faded, cartoony first look at Autobot multi-pack Trailbreaker. Multi-pack.
Yeah, there's 2 links here. There's that first one, and then there's the second one that has some. Maybe
he really is like sun faded Trailbreaker.
Yeah, actually, the second link's better. I'll take the first one out. I don't need that one.
No, the gray one's just too inaccurate, Dick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what they're going for.
Fucking dickhead. What is number 9? Does he combine with something?
No, it's just the underneath.
Oh, they're just showing how his arms have absolutely nowhere to fucking go?
Yep.
Come on. Really?
Yep.
That is true. You see his fists?
Yeah.
Next to the wheels?
Yep.
Oh, Justin, they did the hubcaps just like you like them.
Yep. They did that on Gears too.
No, Gears
at least Gears matched.
No, Gears matched. They were the pressure clips. These they give you 2 different types of hubcaps. So yes, that's how generous they are.
I like that even less when they have 2 different versions of the wheels. It drives me even more crazy. But like, I can't stand the pressure clips. I think the pressure clips are just like this stupid cop out for not putting a penny's worth of metal in there to pin the wheels in and make them look good.
Well, I think that hand under the fucking fender, whatever, the door, it looks like Trailbreaker drove over someone and didn't stop.
Yep.
Now, I think you can, to be fair, I think you can rotate those fists so that the back of the fist faces out.
Hide your crime.
You can hide it a little bit. But look at picture 5. I didn't realize this. I don't have the regular Trailbreaker, but look at picture 5 or any of the ones in vehicle mode.
Mm-hmm.
It's like his whole hand gun is it's not even like just plugs in where his hand should be. It just covers his hand. They're like, yeah, just stick that on the roof.
Correct.
Who cares? But if you look back at 9 again, they couldn't fit that between those, in that giant hole between the forearms there underneath the truck.
You know what else they couldn't do?
Perpendicular to the floor.
They couldn't double joint the elbow, and they couldn't put a wrist swivel, so his wrist would just swivel into the forearm and make it actually look nice.
Yeah, Rich, those wrists don't swivel, man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they swivel on a mushroom peg. They just don't swivel into the forearm to look nice.
Yeah, they rotate. They don't like go into the forearm. So, but yeah,
if it was a double hinge, at least it could be nice and folded. The room is there.
Yep.
Wow.
I will give them a little bit of props. I do like the blue windows painted all the way around. In alt mode.
Somebody ran over your grandma.
Hold on, wait a second. G1 cartoon trail breaker.
He shouldn't have back windows though, should he?
No. The G1 cartoon does have the rear window.
And he has the window. I know he has the weird window on top.
No, he does.
Okay.
He does have that.
Okay.
And the weird window on top is also blue, but it does not look quite like that. But whatever, I guess you got to paint what you've designed as the window. So he does. I thought he didn't have the windows either, but I was wrong. So
if I was still collecting Chug, I would be happier with this versus the original because I like cartoon. But that said, it's a Chug figure.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Chug thug, you're happy. But
if they had that double. Even if they didn't give you the flapping wrist and they just gave you one more joint in the elbow so you can get it up into that space, they could charge a third more for it and everybody would buy it up. They'd be like, this is better than the MP. This is MP. All right.
That's one of my favorites. People think Chug's better than MP.
This is good, dude. That hot rod. Hot rod's better than MP. An obvious leader class repaint. First look at Armada Galvatron.
We all know this is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Is there another link?
No.
There's one.
The fuck? What the fuck?
It's just the Armada Megatron done in the Galvatron colors.
But what's on his stomach?
That's his turret. The tank turret. You flip
on
it
his
around.
Stomach?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
For whatever reason,
flip it off his back and goes on the front, and that looks cool.
Yeah, for whatever reason, they don't show a normal robot picture here. I think this is because this is just first look,
That's his Boomy Bjorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think that's enough of that before I vomit. A sunny first look at Bumblebee movie Sunstreaker. Ooh, let's see this. Oh, what? Now, kids. This is why you don't squeeze pimples when you're a teenager.
I agree.
This is what happens when you squeeze your pimples.
Does it look like he has a hole on the left of his mouth? Like our right, his left?
Uh-huh.
Just
something
to the...
like that.
I don't know what
There's definitely some weird shading or something happening there.
This says deluxe class, but based on his hands and stuff, this looks like a legend scale figure.
No,
wow.
This is deluxe. When you see it in cardboard, you're like, nope, this is deluxe. This is modern day deluxe.
This is crap.
Yeah.
He looks like that.
This is scout class.
This looks like the SDC. No, not SDCC. The BotCon animated Cheetor that they did out of the animated Blur mold.
Mm-hmm. The Trans Tech Cheetor.
They did that from the animated Blur, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that was done from G1 Bone Crusher, right? And that was done from Iron Factory Blue Streak, right?
Yep. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
You and your SDCC.
Nailed it.
You are all just bitter that you spent like $500 on a Chug set at SDCC. All right. No, you're bitter that you spent $1,000 on eBay on a $500 Chug set from SDCC.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A very G2-ish first look at possible MPM Brawl. So we've got...
Look G2 to me. It's prototype, so...
Yeah.
Right, that's just prototype plastic.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh my god, its colors look terrible.
Dude, they should release this as Generation Select G2 Brawl. Just leave it like this. Slap a Decepticon symbol on it. No other paint. Generation Select.
Oh, you're not getting any paint. It's just going to be different colored plastic.
So that picture is fairly accurate.
I mean, this is pretty cool. What was the last figure they had?
Blackout, I think.
Blackout, and it was pretty good.
Leader class Blackout.
Yeah. No, they did.
There's another
Crusher,
one,
didn't they?
Bone Crusher's good.
No, the Bone Crusher I think is an MPM. I think it's a movie masterpiece.
This is MPM too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. They haven't done. I was thinking when you said Blackout, they haven't done Blackout yet in MPM, have they? Just Leader Class Studio Series.
Oh, was that okay?
Really? That was an MP?
I don't think so.
Huh. That looked good. I mean, I just didn't get it because I just don't collect the base stuff other than Bumblebee. But I mean, so far people are really liking that the Bone Crusher, was it?
Yeah.
People like it.
Except where they did some weathering paint and then didn't on a lot of it.
Right. The biggest complaint's the paint or lack thereof.
Hasbro needs to stop trying to do weathered because they just do one or two parts and call it finished.
Just cut to R. Kelly behind a tree. That's Toy Hacks.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I mean, Hasbro is keeping Toy Hacks alive. All right. Next, getting moist over MP58 hoist in-hand images better than MP Trailbreaker?
Moist over hoist.
Yeah.
I like it.
This yeah, well, that one episode that guy called him moist. Yeah, I think this actually looks great. I think this looks better than Trailbreaker.
I like that they size differently.
Yeah, because Hoist notoriously has no waist. His legs just kind of come out of his abdomen.
That's why he's moist. But you know what I think is cheap? That they couldn't get his wings even. Like they couldn't add a hinge to his left wing. They can only give you a hinge on the right wing. Look at photo 15.
15.
But yeah, he looks pretty accurate. Yeah. I mean, I would say his proportions are better than Trailbreaker's.
Yeah,
for the character.
Yeah, exactly. I think this looks better than Trailbreaker.
I was saying that from the beginning, that when Trailbreaker came out, to me, it looked like they engineered him to do hoist, because there are certain things on Trailbreaker that look weird, and it's due to the fact that they obviously work on hoist.
Okay, I do have one question.
No.
Why is the top of the truck open?
Because that's the way it is in the animation. I looked this up, and I was like, this doesn't look right. And when you look up hoist, and you look up the cartoon pictures of him, it's open like that.
But then he doesn't look like this truck either.
It's very weird. I mean, Hoist in general is kind of a messed up animation model because of the way that they
did mushrooms.
I see
they
that.
gave it to him.
I mean,
they gave pictures to him.
I would have rather seen this be able to go both ways, right? Like you could fold it closed or add a piece that can stay attached and close it up, or be open like that. I don't know. I don't like
I was going to design hoist, but then I got high.
Uh-huh.
I was going to finish off his roof, but then I got high.
Now I've got a fucked up Trailbreaker, and I know why. Because I got high. So it's this.
I like his claw. I like his. I
like his girl walk mode. Look at 23 and 24. 24 is his girl walk mode. Oh, that's a jellyfish UFO. You guys saw the jellyfish UFO, right?
No. You
haven't seen it all over the news?
No.
Oh my God! Just Google jellyfish UFO. It's fucked up. It's like this UFO guy who has been in front of Congress, and he was there when David Grush was testifying. He's been sitting on this footage for 3 years now with George Knapp. They're both like journalists, and it's what's the word? It's not infrared. It is what do you call that? The thermal. It's thermal vision. this tracking system caught this UFO, UEP, whatever you call them, going through it's an incursion into a U.S. base in Iraq, and it's pretty low to the ground, and it looks like a little, kind of like a person in a mech suit in this thing that looks like a jellyfish that is just cruising along in the air, and it's going, because it's thermal, it's going from black to white, hot to cold. It's fading in and out, and it is just shooting along. And it's military footage. And the word through the story that that the journalist tells is that they were trying to track it. They couldn't lock. The reason it raised an alarm is because they couldn't lock on it. Meanwhile, their systems can lock on like an Al Qaeda tire 2 miles away. They couldn't lock on this thing, and no one else could see it. The only thing that could even see it was the thermal vision, and then it goes out over the water and then it goes into the water without displacing the water, and then disappears like 17 or 18 minutes, and then comes up out of the water, then shoots off at a 45-degree angle. It's like crazy, and it's like official. And the Pentagon says no comment. They are not denying it. It's insane. Anyway, thanks a lot for derailing us, Rich.
I'm a jerk.
The Garwalk mode reminded me of it. I'm sorry, but you need to Google jellyfish UFO. All right. Okay. New listings found, maybe including some GoBots.
Yay, GoBots! This is not going to be the GoBots I want, though, because based on the picture, I mean, maybe it is, but because it's just listing. But I feel like it's likely to just go back to those mini bot reissues or whatever that they did.
Yeah.
I never read these lists.
And if they're new molds, then they're going to be one of those things where it's like a pre-mold.
Yeah.
Like, 3-pack treads, Pathfinder, and Smallfoot. Well, that'll be a new Warpath and a new Huffer and a new Cosmos and a new Huffer.
Yep.
I wish GoBots, like third party, had picked up GoBots with the same fervor.
I am serious. Like, I think New Age or Magic Square, I don't even give a shit which company does it. I'll jump on board. I hope it's New Age.
No. A worse company, a new company, but a shitty one. So that when you say to your wife you want a Transformer for Christmas, she gets you a GoBot.
That's fine. I'd be fine with that too. It would be so nostalgic of my past that I'm okay with this. But I really think like these third-party companies like just release like one of them just to see what happens. Like see what happens with the market, make it one of the big characters. And like I don't think there's anyone. I mean, I'm sure there's the fanatical GoBot collector out there. It's like make them all, I'll get them all. But it's like I legit think if you made like the big like 3 or 4 from each side and that's all you did, people would be happy, right? Like.
But I think if you do them in Legends, you could do what like New Age and Magic Square are doing, where it's like, New Age, they're like, here's Swoop, and then here's 5 repaints of Swoop. Uh-huh. And then they're like, all right, let's go off and do all these other characters.
Yeah.
And we'll just start cranking through. So I think if you start with some of the big 3 and 3 or big 6 or whatever from GoBots, sure. I think you start doing a bunch of repaints, and you that'll give you the money to do a bunch of the characters.
Yeah.
I think what would work with GoBots is they should be highly articulated, yet they should look clunky as fuck. And I think that would be actually endearing. Imagine that, like something that looks like it's really stiff, but at the same time, it's really articulated.
Yeah.
That would really be endearing. And they should have tons of die-cast. I mean, I think that would
be the whole thing should just be made from die-cast, frankly. But
copper.
Infused with the power of coppa.
Leader 1 should be 1 centimeter tall, and Scooter should be 10 feet tall.
Agreed. I mean, that's the only way to do it, honestly.
Chinese Warriors, copper statue, GoBots.
Make it so.
Make it happen.
Let's see.
Fu Toys or whoever that was.
Oh, Rich. You know what? Let me go back. Their name better be close to Ching Fu, or I'm gonna report you to the wokes. Does it say who makes it?
It is
the copper statues.
Yeah, it's like things.
Yeah.
Something.
It was Tong Shifu.
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, next, Robert is ready with his first pre-order of the year for Robosen's flagship Megatron.
Oh no, that's not Robosen.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's Robertson.
Robertson. Oh,
that's
okay.
right.
I gotta say, I'm excited for this. What I love about Robosen
Pitch it to us, Robert.
They are the opposite of Fans Toys. They tell you something's coming out, they mean in 2 months.
So do you love X-Transbots? Because they're kind of the opposite of Fans Toys too.
Actually, if I didn't have Zeta, and if I didn't have Magic Square, and if I didn't have New Age, I would be tempted to get their Devastator because Long Haul came out. He's releasing right now. We're getting in-hand images.
So funny story, Rich. We talked back at the beginning about Robert and how his dad was Bob and he went by Bobby, but he also had this name Keith. I mean, I don't know where that came from, that nickname. But it is stuck for his third party company.
I'm tempted to get that dump truck. I feel like that's probably going to be really good. It's going to reel people into Keith, and then his next release is going to be shit.
I'm so tempted on that Long Haul because he looks great.
Yes.
But I just know I'm going to get it and go, well, he's fine. He's fine.
It looks good. It looks really good.
That'll do, Keith.
That'll do. Do I have a?
Yes.
Do. I have. Okay. All right. I have. I was like, whatever happened to my punch counter punch that everybody has mixed feelings about.
Have you been shitting on it?
He's
Is it under a big
he's still in the stash. He's not coming anytime soon.
That figure is
$99.
It's good. I have the Japanese version of Punch Counter Punch, and he's good. He's not great.
So, back to Megatron.
Yes.
Now they show a teaser video. They give you a little lightning flashes, and there's a still that gives you a pretty clear shot of his silhouette. You see tank treads. I'm assuming this is Tank Megatron, which is an issue. Now, they could go Bumblebee movie Megatron, right? But
before it's G2 Megatron.
He doesn't have tank treads on his shoulders like that. That is G2 Megatron. So are they going to give a G1 Deco to a G2 Megatron?
Yeah, but
transform into a remote control tank. I'm so conflicted.
So G2 Megatron doesn't have treads like that.
So is that the Warp of Cybertron?
I think this is going to be like a new
I think it's going to be
tank design. I think it's going to look similar maybe to some of the other tank Megatrons, but I don't think it's going to be...
This is like Earthrise Megatron.
Let me look at Earthrise.
He's got the big kind of hexagonal tips over his shoulders. Sideways tank treads.
Yeah. I think he's going to be more of an Earth tank, though. I think they're going to try and make it almost like, hey, don't pay any attention to the fact that the original cartoon Megatron's a gun. He's actually a big A1 Abrams or something, but
so
not
do you
an
think
A1.
They're going to do really G1 Megatron except for the tank bits?
Yep.
They're going to
I really do. I think his chest, his abdomen, his cannon are all going to be very G1.
We've already told you about this one time.
Oh, yeah. His abdomen.
So he won't be an H tank. He's going to be like a.
he very well could be an H tank.
I feel like he's going to be a realistic tank. I feel like more or less, not to the point where it's like, yeah, he's a licensed A1 Abrams tank. I think he's going to be more like, yeah, this looks like a real tank.
I can't wait until Hasbro is just like, hey, you want to also license out G.I. Joe? We'll give it to you for cheap. Make him a his tank.
This is going to be a very complicated transformation. This is going to be at least as complicated as Grimlock. At least. I mean, Prime is a very simple transformation because they go ahead and cheap out with the swivel on the upper body. He transforms one way, he's facing the other. But
oh no.
This as a tank is going to be complicated because so far, nothing they make is Kibbly. So I'm going to be interested.
Oh, no.
If this is going to be Kibbly, that's a problem.
I just had a thought. Based on what you were saying, the light bulb went off. if they do make this a tank, an H tank would be easier because the treads have to move, right?
Right.
So if they make it an H tank, they could drive all 4 treads and have them, 2 on this back, 2 in the legs.
Yeah, or unless the treads are just straight from his shoulders to behind his ass.
All the way to the ground.
Or just to his ass, and then he's a small tank.
Oh, he doesn't walk. The treads just push him along in robot mode.
No. In bot mode, he has the tank treads on his back, and they go from like above his shoulders, like way above his shoulders, to about his ass, like a little past his ass. And then his legs flip up under him, his arms go in, and then he lays down, and like the top of the tank is just on his back all the time. But that's just shit. That would be 3 steps back from Grimlock. Like doing a shell former would be a huge step back from Grimlock. They really I think they should go with their own take on a Megatron tank. They really should. They shouldn't try to emulate a realistic tank, because then they're going to have kibble problems. And I feel like one of the endearing things about the transforming Robocent figures is you have no kibble. I mean, you have a little bit on Prime, but it's kind of like forgivable as their first release. But there's no kibble there, really.
Yeah, I mean, the truck has kibble. The feet look weird sticking off the truck, but you're right.
That's Prime. He's always been like that.
I mean, not the feet like hanging up. Like his feet like fold up and look a bit weird.
Yeah, but he has lights on them.
That's true. Grimlock has kibble, but
but his kibble is silhouette. It's actually his kibble is germane to his character.
Yeah,
he has to have that kibble.
Yeah, I agree. His kibble is pertinent to his character.
But if this Megatron has a giant top of a tank from his shoulders to his ass, that's going to be weird.
Well, so I have 2 thoughts on that. One, if they do go the H tank route, they just fixed all that, because now you can have 2 sets of treads, 1 on each leg, and 2 on his back, and it's ezy. He can fold up and lay down.
Fucked up Cybertronian kind of cab with these 4 tank treads.
Yeah. Or if they are truly evolving as a company and as designers and engineers, what if they make it so that the treads are it's just 2 treads, so it makes a proper tank, but the sides collapse and go on his back, and the tread, being rubber, like fills up in there. And they make it so that it almost mass shifts, where the rubber just gets stored up inside you know what I mean? Like the 2 sides where the treads would be kind of come up and collapse on themselves, all motorized, of course, and just go then turn 90 degrees to face how they are in this silhouette picture, number 7 there.
That'd be cool.
That would be impressive as hell.
Yeah, they've got, honestly, they have a big act to follow with Grimlock, and this, I feel like, can be a real turning point in their rep. This needs to be a home run. This needs to have that kind of wow factor, because if it is a step back, if it is just a shell former, if it is lacking in any way, we're going to feel like Grimlock was a one-off. And honestly, they didn't design Grimlock. Takara did. That's the MP transformation. They just gave it servos. So they're not ready. I don't think it is going to be better than Grimlock.
Now, the next question, because I agree. Like when I have the flagship Prime, that's the only one I have. And when I look at him and I look at Grimlock,
poor Flex.
Yeah, it's not Richardson, it's Robertson. But I look at that Grimlock and I think, man, I should like sell my Megatron or my flagship Optimus and get that Grimlock, because if I'm only going to have one, that Grimlock is the best one by far.
No, you should have both.
And Bumblebee.
You know what? Honestly,
no, don't get Bumblebee. If
Grimlock was sized properly, it would have been a much easier decision.
No. The size of Grimlock's irrelevant because he's the best one. If anything, it makes Optimus seem too big. Then get rid of Optimus and get Grimlock, because if you're going to only have one, you should have Grimlock.
That's literally what he just said.
Yeah.
Well, I just said it again. And then you fucked up because Hasbro Pulse had some sale on him recently, and you could have gotten him for like $600.
What? Grimlock?
One of them, yeah, he had a crate, not $600, but it was not $1,400. It was a huge discount. It was a huge discount recently. And they fucked up because they weren't supposed to do it with the Grimlock, and they had the promo code available for the Grimlock for a short amount of time, and people got it and they honored it, and then they canceled it like after that, and they wouldn't let anybody else buy it because it was a mistake. They were trying to move their like non-transforming stuff, I think.
So back on this Megatron,
I think we should change Rich's nickname to Fact Check.
So here's another but here's another question. Like, what are they going to do with the size of this? It's flagship. It almost has to be the same height and robot mode as Optimus, right?
Well, this is part 2 of the problem. They fucked up their brand because Grimlock's flagship, and Grimlock is way too small when you are considering him next to Prime.
It's early days of MP all over again.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I don't know.
They fucked Grimlock up bad because of that. Like, he doesn't even scale right with Elite Optimus.
Look, Bumblebee, it's not flagship, right? I mean, Bumblebee doesn't scale with Optimus with the flagship one. Bumblebee's like fucking gigantic. You know, he's not taller than Optimus, but he should be up to Optimus's hip at the most, maybe his knee, and instead he's like up to his fucking shoulder.
And that's the third line too, right? Isn't Bumblebee like Collector Series and like
some shit
flagship
like
and Elite? And
yeah, it's non-transforming. I mean, their Bumblebee Prime is really fucking nice. Like, that figure, you don't have to have powered on to display. It looks gorgeous. It's as good as 3-0. It's beautiful. And just knowing it's a fucking fully operational robot just makes you want to take a shit on 3-0's face. You know?
Oh, so does Magnificent Mecha. That Prime is amazing. And it does transform. It looks as good as the 3-0.
Yeah.
The Bumblebee movie, Magnificent Mecha Prime. Yeah, it's fantastic. And it transforms. But it's a different subject.
But I just think this thing needs to be as big as the flagship Prime, and then they should release an Elite for those who purchased Elite Prime. Do not release flag. See, I feel like they're releasing things under the flagship banner to charge flagship prices. You know, but you don't get to do that. You have to give something. You have to give something like for the price. You have to give value for price. You can't just call it flagship, and it's not. You know, like flagship Prime is MP-01. Elite Prime is MP-10. You know, and you're paying less because it's just smaller, but it's still great. So don't call this flagship. And so, and with Grimlock, that's kind of why we feel ripped off, because he's smaller and he should be fucking huge. And maybe if he was fucking, 33% larger, he would have been 33% more expensive. And maybe the batteries would have died faster. Who knows? Because of the weight and all those servos. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, maybe the servos could not function under that weight. I don't know. But, Megatron, you don't do this. Like, if I'm going to start having real sour grapes at this company, if this Megatron is not as big, if not larger than Prime. Megatron should be a little bigger than Prime. He should always be a little bigger than Prime.
Mm-hmm. I would be fine with him being a little bigger than Prime, but I'd also be okay if he's the same size as Prime. It's like same height, but maybe beefier.
I'd be like, fine, you chose it. But at least he's in scale with Prime. You know,
he absolutely can't be smaller. That's the only.
But he cannot be a hair smaller.
Yeah.
The only way it works if he's smaller is if he scales well with Elite Optimus.
Yeah, but then you can't call it flagship. That's
right. You call it Elite.
I agree, but
that's the point. Then I feel like they're ripping me off.
You know? Well, they should have. They should have sat down and come up with this whole scale thing ahead of time and done things appropriately. Like if they were going to make Grimlock the same size as he is right now, no change there. They should have started the Elite line smaller.
Yeah.
And said Prime needs to be about 20% smaller so that when we do Grimlock, even though it's flagship and Elite, they work together size-wise.
But then you have another question, just like perhaps, I don't know for a fact at all, they could perhaps, you know, the same reason why they couldn't make Grimlock larger. Maybe they can't make anything smaller than that Elite Prime that transforms. Maybe because we're dealing with servos here. You know?
I don't think that's true because they have like little trucks that they sell for like $300 that transform.
Yeah, but
like
they're not
trucks
small.
and cars. They are small.
No.
Yeah.
Are they? They have like RoboSen's first releases. They have like 3 first releases before, and they also have a Hound prototype and they have a Scrapper prototype, and they look like shit. But I've seen the videos.
I've seen the Hound, but
and Scrapper.
The Hound I saw a long time ago before they were working with Hasbro.
Wrong time ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I feel like that's how they got their license.
I think you're right.
You know, I'm so gonna get in trouble at the bar for all this shit. Dear Mr. Diethoff, you are an embarrassment to the New York State Bar.
You're no longer part of the Robert Diethoff and Diethoff law firm.
Joke's on you. All I know is I'm excited. I mean, I would say the vast majority of RoboSen collectors, for some reason, prognosticated that the next release was going to be Soundwave without any actual knowledge of the subject. In their hubris, just assumed. Because, I don't know, because he's easy and he's really cool. He doesn't need to move. He just transforms into a tape deck.
Okay, so then what's he do? He transforms into a tape deck, and then does he
Bobby
have a radio
said he can play all the Transformers music. And I'm like, that's stupid, but they thought it was cool. Now I thought, servo size wasn't an issue. I would be cool with him transforming into a tape deck if he came with Ravage and Rumble, and they were remote control robots that also transformed into tapes.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
I would buy that for a fucking $1. Like a little remote control Ravage walking along the floor, a little Rumble walking, and then he can put the little accessories in his arms, and he starts pounding the floor.
Yeah, but then you have battery packs on those things. It's never gonna happen.
Well, you get that with the trailer, right? I have the trailer, and it's such a pain in the ass. I don't take it out of the box because you have to charge the trailer and roller. The trailer and roller are remote control, and it comes with a little spike, and you can drive roller around. You can drive.
But you're asking for essentially the radio-controlled spike, not roller,
right?
who has no.
Yes.
No. He's
can you imagine that?
6 friggin' wheels.
But think of it though. Soundwave doesn't transform into anything that moves. He transforms into a box.
No, what he would be is he'd be an MP3 player. Just like the device labels, he'd transform into a box, and you'd be able to push a button on him, and he'd play something.
See, I don't think they'd make him I think they'd try to make him something that moves. They'd make him like a truck or something.
Oh, like a Sonic tank.
Yeah, they'd make him something like animated or what is that video game Soundwave that just came out with Bumblebee or Prime, the Prime Prime Soundwave 2-pack. The video game one.
Yep. Robert hasn't been here for it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right, Robert?
No.
I think Oscar got it and posted a picture.
Did he?
It's the what is that? I can't think of it now. Optimus Prime.
I don't know. I think so far
Reactivate.
Here's the deal. RoboSen collectors are spending a lot of money on these figures, and they're not beautifully painted statues, right? These are clunky bots, but they transform. And these are people, generally men, who have the disposable income to spend on this. These are people who are in an age set that reminisce about G1. They want G1. So I don't think like a RoboSen collector would mind him transforming into a tape deck. I think that is actually more of a sell than anything else.
I agree.
It would be, but I think then you lose out on the play factor. Like, what is a Soundwave going to do in tape
He'll
deck?
play music. He'll play the Transformers music, and he'll have all like lights and sounds. He'll be voice activated AI shit. Like Prime comes now, you can buy the I think it works with the Elite as well. The AI stand. Did you get the AI stand?
I did not.
You need to. If you're going to keep the... Okay, you have a decision to make. Sell the Prime and get Grimlock, fine, fuck off. That's great. Or keep Prime, then you have to get the AI stand. It's $250. It connects with Alexa. It's artificial intelligence. It is sick. It has lights, sounds, new moves for him. It can do crazy routines. It's awesome. And it's a stand for your Prime in bot mode when he's powered down.
So it doesn't work with Grimlock? Because Grimlock, doesn't he sit down when he's in robot mode too?
No,
he powers down?
He can stand, but it's not the best. But in Dino mode, he's perfect. He's fine. Keep Grimlock in Dino mode. He's fine. But
he doesn't work with the stand?
No. The stand right now, at least, the firmware is updating regularly. And I was one of the first people that got it, so the firmware wasn't updated at all. It didn't work right, but then an update came in within 24 hours, and then people thought shit was glitchy. It wasn't. Update came in. It's being updated. It's like new tech. It's really, really cool. It's really fucking cool.
It looks nice, yeah.
If you are going to keep that Prime, spend $250, get the AI base. You will not regret it.
You'll probably.
But anyway, back to Megatron. I'm getting it, but I know you're not. None of you are. It's not. If you have 50 chugs you buy in a week, Rich, you could buy this. No, you buy 50 chugs and you shit all over them, literally, just to get back at your cat. You're just you're flushing. You know what? You're not even flushing money down the toilet because you're not flushing. You're just shitting all over the boxes. Like, your cat's not getting the message. It thinks we're having a party. It's pissing everywhere too now. You're calling it yellowing. It's not yellowing. You know what it is.
I mean, it is yellowing.
I want to make all my figures look like MPM or MPG 7.
You're like, I'll give you a natural wash. All right. So I'm excited, but I love the speed at which RoboSen is producing things. Like we got the Prime.
I am surprised.
We got the Prime, then the Elite Prime, then we got Bumblebee, we got Buzz Lightyear, we got Bumblebee Prime. Did I say Grimlock? What else did we get? We got something else.
I'm impressed.
AI base, and now we're getting this within 2 months. We're getting this Megatron.
Yeah, I'm impressed that Grimlock came out in summer, I think, of last year. Fall. And now we're getting Megatron by April.
No, it was in the end of the summer-ish was like the AI base. And then like October-ish, November-ish came Grimlock. It was around Thanksgiving, something like that. I remember because I was showing my sister and her fiance of like fucking 25 years. Don't even get me started. But they buy shit on eBay all the time, and like they'll give you presents for Christmas that smell like armpits and cigarettes, because they fucking got it from eBay. They got me a fucking ventriloquist dummy of Groucho Marx. Don't get me started. But what was this? Anyway, I showed them the video of Grimlock that was coming out. So yeah, it was around Thanksgiving that I showed it to them. So it hadn't come out yet. I think it came out around Thanksgiving, around that time. And he was like, "Oh, I should buy it." I'm like, "It's not an investment, dude. You need to play with it, or the lithium battery dies."
I think it might have been October because I think they had him at TFCon. Grimlock.
It was around then, yeah. But he was released after him. It might have been around the same time. ToyCon, was that a thing? There was like or is it Comic-Con? He was at Comic-Con. He was not yet released, but he was at Comic-Con, and I think at TFCon he was there, and that's when he was released. So whenever that was.
Yeah, it was October. It was like
October.
October 20th, somewhere around that time frame, in the 23rd week October. Yeah,
but I mean October, and then what? Fucking April, we're getting a Megatron?
Yeah, I'm impressed because those both transform, obviously, and they're different designs. So
there's voice acting they have to deal with. It's going to be Welker.
Yeah, and so Welker and Cullen are both going to be at TFCon LA in March. I guarantee that's when we'll see this thing, and they'll be talking about the voice acting and.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Grimlock is Babbity Douche, whatever his name is from the cartoon.
Babbity Douche. That's actually his name.
You know his name. What is it? David Duchovny?
David Duchovny.
Yep.
From X-Files to Grimlock. It's Greg Berger was Grimlock.
Greg fucking Hamburger. Right. It's Greg Berger. So even though he says some things that he never said in the show, it doesn't matter. It's him.
Right.
He's saying it. You know?
Yep.
Like when he walks, he's a remote control dinosaur too. And he's like, get out of my way. Get out of my way. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's just like shit he's saying. So I'm like, yeah, Grimlock's talking to me. You know? It's gonna be Welker for
Grimlock. Oh, it will be. Yeah, for sure.
Why would he pass up the paycheck?
Well, that too. Exactly.
What were you saying now about Grimlock? What?
No, I was just saying, yeah, Grimlock is by far the best RoboSen release, in my opinion.
I mean, Prime is there too. You know,
Prime is great, but Prime is very much like it's like MP1. It's like, holy shit, they're doing this.
Right.
And MP1 is a fantastic figure. You could kill somebody with it. It's so damn heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go back and look at it now, it's still an awesome figure and an awesome Transformer and an awesome Optimus Prime.
But they've evolved.
Yeah. It's still good. It just doesn't fit in the masterpiece. In my opinion, it doesn't fit in on a masterpiece display with all the other masterpieces because it doesn't scale and look right with them.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't take away from the actual figure itself. Just looking at the figure, and Prime is fantastic. The RoboSen Prime it's a great figure.
You know what was a bad toy? The original masterpiece Megatron.
Yes, it was.
That was garbage. That was just as bad as G1 Megatron.
It turned into an enormous handgun too.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you the difference though. Like, okay, RoboSen Prime does not transform. Back to the source. It's not the actual transformation as we see it, as the masterpiece transformation is. They took liberties to make it transform, and that's fine. Grimlock is the MP transformation. That's what's amazing about him. It's literally that's why, Rich, when we first saw like what was supposedly, allegedly sneak peek, leaked images of RoboSen's Grimlock, we didn't actually think it was real because the joints look just like MP.
Yeah, or like it wasn't going to transform.
That's it. It's the same joints. So it is better than Prime. All right. Discussion time. What are we discussing, guys? A tidal wave of controversy. I wonder what the controversy surrounds. As the pre-orders for Titan Tidal Wave go live. What's the controversy, gentlemen? What is it? Could it be the quality of the figure or the price?
Yes. Mainly the price, but the quality is also questionable.
So what's the controversy? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so they raised the price on Titan Class again. So now all the pre-orders that went up from Hasbro Pulse to TF Source to Big Bad to whatever, and they're all at $200. And we all know how Titans work, right? They end up on deep discount at some point, or they end up at Ross or
Ollie's,
or, like even Amazon like dumps the price at some point. And so, yeah. So Metroplex, the Cybertron Metroplex, the last Titan they did was $160 retail, and this one's $200.
Yeah, but he could mow your lawn.
Mm-hmm. People forget that feature,
That's right. So,
you can
Kapow
also
Toys,
bake a wicked breakfast.
You can whip your eggs.
Big, thick, hearty waffles.
He can whip your eggs and make waffles.
Man, when they come out with that Titan Class Eggo Waffle Transformer crossover, Waffletron's going to be amazing.
Ooh, Kapow Toys. What did they say, Rich?
So basically, Kapow Toys has come out and said, we're not carrying this because we can't. It won't make financial sense for us. We're going to have to order so many units, and all the big retailers are going to discount it below our actual cost. So they said, we're not going to do it. And there was another online retailer who said that as well. I can't remember the name of them at the moment. They might have said we're going to be like this other place. And where is it?
FYI,
wait, the retail price is below cost?
I'm looking at the prices here, and I don't understand what's going on. We've got TF Source, Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store. Let's see, Robot Kingdom. I'm open every single one of these.
Hasbro Pulse, I know, is 200. Big Bad is 200.
Robot Kingdom 200. Ages 3 and up $227.99.
Ages 3 and up is Canadian.
$199. Right. Is that true? It is on ages 3 and up. Nope, it says $227 USD.
But I mean they're in Canada.
Yeah.
What was the last thing you said, Justin? What was that?
Chosen Prime $220. So with pre-orders sold out. How many did you pre-order? The prices are just weird.
Are you looking at Richard's? Are you looking at Richard's account?
Yes, I am. But yeah, even the pre-orders here are just weird prices. Yeah.
So what Kapow is saying is that if they buy enough to do this, they would have to pre-sell 200 units, and by the time that other places put this on clearance, the clearance price will be lower than Kapow's price, like Kapow's purchase price.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't discount it to that. They can't match. Yeah, if they can't match the discount prices, or they'll lose money. So they're like, we're out. We can't do this.
And I think we've discussed this in the chat, at least. I don't think Hasbro would look back and say, wow, we really charged too much for Tidal Wave. We need to rethink our prices. Instead, they're going to say, people don't want to buy Titan class figures anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure. That's what they'll say.
Yeah, that's definitely how Hasbro's mentality on it seems to be. It's never an inward reflection of what they're doing. It's like, people just aren't interested in this thing anymore. So.
Yeah, that's thank God for third party. Because
I mean, at 200, like, you're right there with the Fans Hobby one too.
Oh yeah, that's the other part. Thank you for bringing that up. The fan, I meant to put the note in there. The Fans Hobby is only like 2 inches shorter, or something like that, 2.5, and it comes with the Minicon, which this one does not. Tidal Wave should come with a little Minicon named Ramjet. He doesn't come with that, so he doesn't come with any of the Minicon gimmicks, which the Fans Hobby probably will.
I thought he did come with a Minicon.
Not the Hasbro one, not the Titan class.
Yeah, no, he comes with a mini Tidal Wave that goes in the back of Tidal Wave, so you can strap it to Armada Megatron.
Yeah, or Armada Galvatron that we just looked at. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so the Fans Hobby Tidal Wave. Let's see, can we find a price on that?
I'm trying to find it right now.
It's not released yet, right?
No, but they've shown prototypes. I say prototypes because a prototype for each of the 3 components.
How about what happens if Fans Hobby gets scared away from releasing their figure?
And they release it as like
Studio Cell.
Robot Hobby or something.
Hobby Paradise.
Hobby Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome.
I can't find it. I'm even on Fans Hobby's website. I don't see it.
No,
but like
they're competing just like Zeta did with Unicron. This could be problematic.
Yeah.
What were you saying,
That's
Justin?
true.
I was just saying on Fans Hobby's website they don't have it either. But Fans Hobby is fairly reasonably priced for their figures, Yeah. So I don't think that. I think that this Tidal Wave is probably like a 200, maybe like 230 Fans Hobby release. That's way better than.
Justin? Best time to go to the dentist.
230.
230.
230.
So the Fans Hobby is 16 inches and the Titan class is 19. So he's 3 inches shorter.
They're probably counting his mohawk.
They probably are.
Well, so is Fans Hobby probably too. In all fairness, but I mean, it brings you back. Would you rather buy Generations Metroplex or Utopia? Yeah. If you had to pick, I like the Generations. I think Generations Metroplex is better than this. Just the way it looks.
I like the way this looks, but the 200 and we talked about this a little bit. I know Justin is a big Tidal Wave fan.
I like that.
And we talked. I can't remember if we talked on here or just in private chat or whatever, but I was excited.
Zomdroids.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited when I heard of a Titan class Tidal Wave.
Yep.
I was like, sweet. I have the 3 official Tidal Wave figures. From Armada and Energon. So I was excited, and then when I saw this price point, I was like, nope.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get it.
Nope.
I'm not paying $200 for this. If I see it at Ollie's or if I see it on Amazon for $120, okay. But $200? No. Hasbro can go fuck themselves.
$200 for what looks like really shitty versions. Like, they don't even, honestly, the Energon Armada version of Tidal Wave in the individual modes looks better than
it does.
This $200 one. Like, it's more interesting looking. Let's see, the combined ship, not bad. I still think the original one looks better. Yeah, like the individual ships just look so stupid, and then the combined mode looks stupid. And then when you look at like his fingers and like the one, like the thumb is just one big like stupid flap thing that's not even a thumb, it's more like a clamp.
He's wearing mittens.
And the four fingers from pinky to pointer finger are just like hard molded into the bottom part of the ship and look like they have zero articulation, right? Like, this does not look like $200 worth of engineering or anything. Like, it looks ridiculously basic. I showed Rich because I've got a custom that someone did of Tidal Wave that he's all like well painted up. He's got a little bit of extra articulation in a couple areas, namely like the head, but it's like, it doesn't even look like the articulation's all that much different than the Energon version, all things considered. Like, maybe slightly more. But, like, it's not $200 worth of Tidal Wave. You're charging it on size alone. Like, looking at this Tidal Wave, I see exactly the same arc. It's like, I could have fallen into the exact same trap as the arc that I'm like, oh, that's cool, the arc, and it transforms into a robot. And then I got him like, this is shit. Like, the robot is so bad. Like, the toy is so bad. Like, I hate this. And then this is the same. This Tidal Wave looks exactly the same to me. That I would, if I thought about getting this, I would be just so upset and disappointed with myself for getting this thing.
Especially $200.
Yeah, at $200 for sure. 100%.
The other thing that bothers me is they took features away from what was like an ultra class $30 set figure set. The original, and I understand that was 20 years ago, $30, but still, he's basically a leader class figure now, and he has more features. Mm-hmm. Than this figure does. Yep. He has launching missiles. When you put he has a minicon.
Yep.
When you put the minicon, when you put the minicon in, it moved all of the turrets at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So they looked like they were going back and forth. This has none of that.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't have the minicon. It doesn't have the little storage for the minicon, obviously, because it doesn't have one.
That was another thing. Yeah, the storage for the minicon was actually a little elevator, like a manual elevator that you would lift up, and it opened, and you folded the wings of the little minicon jet up, put it inside, and then that folded closed and pushed into the deck of the aircraft carrier. So the minicon was completely hidden. All of that is gone. But all of that. The firing missiles.
He's got a base mode, Rich, though. It's
the base mode's so stupid.
Just him lying down. Like, come on. You got
the best is if you go back and watch the big Pulse fan event video that they did, and when they're carrying it to the table to put it on base mode, they have to hold it because it just wants to flop all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
and they have to like hold it and move it all careful because it can't hold itself together. It's like the base mode's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like they just
looks like he
drop-kicked
fell
it.
down. It just looks like he fell down and his chest pops up.
And they're like, "Hey, look, base mode."
Yeah. If we engineer just a little more and we have his chest pop up, we can call it a base mode. Okay. Great.
The other thing too is the leg component, the ship that makes the two legs. That one on the original one had little panels that opened and had little seats for additional minicons to sit.
Yeah, I was trying.
None of that is here.
I was trying to figure out if that's there or not, because there are some pictures that I see that it, like if you look at the TF source listing, there's one picture of that piece with the wings folded up, and then there's one with that folded down, and it does look like it has a hinge, but I can't really tell how that opens, so that seat may or may not be there. I'm not sure, but I agree. I think
see what you're saying. It does look like it folds open.
Yeah, I just think it looks awful. Like this is not worth it. And then like one of the big things, and I never watched Armada, right? Like, I mean, I've watched bits and pieces of it, but I've never gotten through it. My big exposure to Armada, and I've said it once, I'll say it again, is that PlayStation 2 game that came out, the Armada PlayStation game, which is one of the best Transformers games ever to be made. And like just that scene of Tidal Wave transforming, you know, I'm like, oh, this is friggin' awesome, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this is not that imposing Tidal Wave, like with like the little tiny, not like big bulky thighs and what looks like weak wimpy arms and all that. I'm like, nothing about this thing looks like Tidal Wave, like that I want Tidal Wave. You know, this looks like a articulated version of Energon toy or Armada toy Tidal Wave.
It's not even that articulated. It does look like they took the Armada toy and upscaled it and simplified it and added a couple extra joints.
Yeah, I agree.
They could have done more with the hands because the hands kind of open and close a little on the actual toy.
Yeah, they could have done. This one doesn't. The only thing that does is his thumb moves.
Yeah, they could have done. They could have done more with this.
Yep.
Especially considering there's no electronics or anything.
Hey, you know, if you had made the ships bigger and actually look good, there'd been a whole bunch of room for a whole bunch of stuff to do with this thing. But you decided not to.
Yeah. If this was $100, I'd be happy with it. I'd be like, all right, it's okay, I'll get it. Not at $200. There's no way.
Yeah. I think you could cap out at like 140. I feel like 140 is about where I think it'd be comfortable. After you hit that 150 and above, I think you just did way too overpriced.
Well,
and so,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Robert.
I was just saying, I think we're seeing the end of the Titan class line then.
I think so too. I think they're pretty much out of Titans at this point that they're going to be doing.
If they can sell this, and so I think that would be an interesting thing if we could ever, I don't know how we would find this out, but if they can sell this at a price that companies that are bigger, you know, like Kapow says they can pre-order 200 and then they can pray basically to see if they can make their money up. But if companies like Amazon can order enough of these that they're like, yeah, it's $200. Let's get as many people at that as we can. And then on Prime Day, you know, this comes out in what, July or something. And then Prime Day or Black Friday, they move this at like 120 and sell the rest of their stock and still make money.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we'll continue to see Titan class. But if this is a $200 price point because companies like Big Bad and Amazon are paying $140 their cost for it or something, or $150, then yeah, I think this is probably, we're looking at near the end of Titans.
The thing is though, you'll never see Primus. And if they had done Primus first, you know, HasLab Primus for $600, it would have sold out.
I don't think Primus would have sold.
I think
it depends on how he looked. Yeah, that's a tough one. If they do Primus, I think they won't do it at 600 because they'll be like, oh, inflation. Now he's 800.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think Primus is a candidate for Titan class, not the Unicron size that they did.
I think they're going to do a new Unicron. I think they're going to do a 40th anniversary Unicron.
Yeah.
Of the movie, 40th anniversary of the movie, which is 2 years from now.
They're not going to now. It's all dead. No one wants to buy Titan Class anymore because they didn't buy this one.
No, I think Hasbro very well knows that people are willing to shell out for Unicron. So,
I think what happened here is they know that Tidal Wave is a popular character.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Titan Class possibilities, Tidal Wave is popular. I think they up the price just because they can. And they'll probably try and squeeze the Energon repaint out of this as like a, I don't know, Comic-Con or Selects type exclusive.
I could see that.
And might even squeeze out the Japanese version, which is more purple.
Yeah.
Of Tidal Wave. The Armada Tidal Wave in Japan was like purple. But that said, too, if they were just going to poop out 2 repaints of this automatically, they should have priced this better.
Yeah.
I was all excited for this till the price, and now I'm like, no, this is a big pass for me. Unless I see it on super clearance, this is a big pass. And honestly, too, the other thing, the fans hobby will be smaller. Well, we know it's smaller. It's 3 inches shorter. It's going to be better built. It's going to have more features. And it's just going to be a better figure overall. And the price will be $200 to $250, I think, from Fans Hobby.
I was going to say, here's a pre-order, but it shows they only have it's $1.
I'd buy that for $1.
I will say, looking at the Fans Hobby one, the combined ship mode looks better. The individual ships, I think, look better. They're just way more detailed. It has the Skywarp and it is Skywarp, right? I'm pretty sure it was Skywarp. Maybe it was Thrust. I can't remember. Ramjet? I don't know. It was one of those 3. But it has the Minicon, and it has the little thing to hide it in the aircraft carrier part. Tidal Wave, I think, ultimately looks more imposing looking than the Hasbro one. I still think the thighs could use a little bit of work, but like his overall silhouette looks more imposing than this one. Yeah, I don't know. The head's better looking. I think the head's what makes it more imposing looking to me because it's like wider and more interesting to look at. Here, I'll send it in the chat in case anyone's curious about it. But yeah, I don't know. I would definitely be looking to spend my money on Fans Hobby before I would go for this one. So
the one thing I do think about the Titan class that I think they did well and was smart was if you look at the original and you look at the animation even, Tidal Wave is big. He's not as big as he is in the PS2 game. He's big, but he's not so big that he can't combine with Megatron.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And so for this toy, they're like, well, everybody wants a giant Tidal Wave. But everybody also wants to combine it with Megatron. So here's this extra little one of the components or 2 of the components of Tidal Wave so he can still combine, or maybe it's all 3. It's like a mini non-transforming Tidal Wave just for Megatron.
Yeah.
I think that was smart.
I think that was smart too, because I will say the Fans Hobby, not that I have this Megatron or I'm going to get this Megatron, but the Fans Hobby Tidal Wave combined with it does look a little bit goofy because some of the parts are just so big, but whatever. So
yeah, I don't have that Megatron either.
Yeah. So
I was curious about it, but I don't know if I want it.
No, I definitely don't.
I don't know what the quality is.
In the cartoon, did Tidal Wave split up into 3 alt modes?
Yes.
Okay. That's cool.
This Fans Hobby Tidal Wave, not that I'm the biggest fan of light up features, but he also has light up eyes at least.
Mm-hmm.
So again, with the features, does he have the missiles? I don't see missiles on him.
I don't see any on him.
He does have a Minicon launching feature.
Mm-hmm.
On the front, spring-loaded launching feature, which...
That's super important to me. I love launching features. Not really.
Also looks like he has another little pop-up thing on the deck of the carrier.
Yep, he does.
That's new and different. I don't remember that.
This is so much better than the Hasbro.
It's light years better. That's the thing. It's going to be a much, much better figure. And it's not going to be twice the cost. It's going to be,
it's going to be close.
$50 more. Yeah, it's
I
going
don't
to be
even know
$50
if it's going to be $50 more. I could see this coming out at like $220 for
let's see.
$230.
What's
dentist?
What's the Megatron cost? Megatron, it shows he is $170. Okay. What's Megatron at like Big Bad? So we can get like a US retail.
Just go to Fans Hobby's actual website.
So, wow. Fans Hobby Galvatron, obviously just a repaint of the Megatron, is only $150.
Wow.
On Big Bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I look at this, like, they're double evil. Overlord is $200, right? Like, the reissue of Double Evil that's coming is $200. That's about what I feel like the size of this tidal wave is.
Okay, so U.S. retail, I just found him. He's $240, Double Evil.
Yeah.
And he's 15 inches tall, so he's an inch shorter than this tidal wave from Fans Hobby. So yeah, he'll be $240.
But Overlord is also a lot more bulky and thicker than this tidal wave is.
So thick boy.
Yeah. On the Fans Hobby website, the Armada Megatron is $128.
Wow. That's surprisingly low.
That's what I'm telling you. Fans Hobby, like, some of this stuff I don't understand. Like their Energon Optimus Prime is $230. And I'm like, I don't really see where the $230 value is, but like most of their figures, like the Double Dealer, $115. Machine Eagle, $170. That's the Machine Wars Optimus Prime. They're basically MP scaled characters, the Headmasters, $55. What else? I don't know. Like they're reasonably priced. I saw their jets, the Dreadwings. I don't know. They're $96 a piece. Like they're reasonably
super
priced.
affordable.
So.
Yeah. Wow. That Megatron's not bad.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think maybe U.S. retail $240. I think you see this guy cap out from Fans Hobby at between $200 and $220 if you order from their website.
Wow, so even their Armada Prime is not that much. It's not even $200. And Armada Prime's got a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. He's got gimmicks. He's got base mode. He's got the combined mode. He's
got a mini con.
Yeah, he's a good figure outside the fact that he was cracked for a lot of people. Out of the box.
You had one, didn't you?
Yeah,
I had one.
Yeah. He's a good figure though. Like he's fun to transform. He feels really nice. He just had cracks in his red plastic that took ages for me to get a replacement for. But
height 320 millimeters. Okay, so he's smaller. Yeah, he's like 13 inches tall combined. Well. A little over 12 and a half combined, but still not even $200.
Yeah. What gets me though is with the Energon Prime. The Energon Prime's the weird outlier to me because he's $230. They sell the limbs for $70, and they sell the additional trailer for if you wanted that. I guess that you could pull a bunch of limbs for $30. So you're telling me that the limbs in the trailer are $90 worth of this $230 Prime.
$100 worth, right? Isn't it 70 and 30?
You're right. $100 worth. I don't feel like the core Prime is worth $130 though.
No, he's not. Does he come with anything else?
No. So.
What? Yeah, I don't understand that.
That's a weird outlier for me. I would buy it if it wasn't for that, but oh well, is what it is. I never knew that they made a trench coat specifically for their night beat. That's interesting.
Speaking of it is what it is, we have reached the end of our show.
Robert,
we're running out of tape.
Robert,
Yes.
30 cows in a field, 28 chickens. How many didn't?
What?
There you go.
What?
All righty. Well,
30 cows in a field, 28 chickens. How many didn't?
How many didn't?
Yes. Just think about it for a while. You'll figure it out. 2:30. Anyway, go on.
All
Robert.
right. This is the end. We're gonna call it. We're gonna call it. I think we've lost our last 3 subscribers. We're gonna have to buy some more. You have any questions? Email them to hailunicroncast@gmail.com. We need to check to see if we've got any listener questions. You want to check really quick?
No.
Okay.
Well, speaking of buying things, do we have anything for sale?
Seriously, hailunicroncast@gmail.com. Send us your questions. We want to answer them, and we will check before the next show and answer them.
I feel like we're just waiting for Oscar to come back so we have the full cast to answer things. So we will get to questions. If you send them, please send them. We will get to them. I know we said that before, and we made people wait a year. Some people even got on the podcast and answered their own question. But we will get to it. I promise.
It's like a fine wine.
Yeah.
Special shout-outs to Dust Mites for providing the beats for the theme song. I loved Eddie. Check the Realm of Collectors on Facebook. Facebook.com/Realm of Collectors. What are you giving an HTTP? No one fucking types that in. Just Google Realm of Collectors or go to Facebook and type Realm of Collectors. Mm-hmm. Hit enter, and it'll bring you the page. Everyone who followed us from Shadowcast Uncut, we are grateful to each and every one of you for joining us on this journey. Our hosts, you can find T2RX Aloysius 6 at just look him up, T2RX6 on YouTube. You don't have to enter the HTML, HTTP garbage. Fucking just Google him. Mm-hmm. He's a big shot. Look up T2RX6. Except instead of doing Transformers reviews, he does home improvement now, specifically mold remediation.
Oh yeah.
Rich Pre-Order H can be found at your local basement. Oscar Alonzo is Oscar and J-Boy, and I can be found outside of any courthouse, or I could be on the corner of a busy intersection on a sunny day holding up a giant mirror or a bucket of oil or marbles. Mm-hmm. Who knows what I'll be holding that day. And that's it.
All we know is that if you do slip and fall, you know who to call.
That's a good one. If you slip and fall, you know who to call.
Mm-hmm. The law offices of Robert Titoff and Titoff.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Fuck off.
Good night.
Good night.